We're about to take it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. Two mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. Two nights and a time. Two nights and a time. Two nights and a time. Two nights and a mind.
Hi, welcome to Two Mics and a Mind. I'm Tuli.
I'm Dr. Joe, President Joe, however you guys want to call.
I am the love doctor. I'm doing good, feeling good. What more can I say?
No, that first line, you shouldn't have said nothing else. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm the one keeping everybody in line, make sure I keep them straight. So when he told you he looked good, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. You can look at him and tell that man is ugly. Anyway, welcome to another show of Two Mics and My Man. So here's the game. All introduced ourselves, and we are ready to go to work. How about you? How about you? All our wonderful people already waiting
on my new neighbor.
Who's your new neighbor?
I got a new set of neighbors. Let me tell you something. It's always good. I had the noisy people with the dog, they gone. And I got a replacement of a new batch of neighbors. And these neighbors right here are the best neighbors ever. Already the best neighbors. Already. Let me tell you something. Within the past week, I have not seen them. Wonderful people.
Great people.
Wow.
Wonderful people.
Hey, they come in
peace and quiet. All I hear is peace and quiet over there.
They'll be able to borrow something after a while.
No, I met them, and these right here, some wonderful people, old, retired, military, keep to themselves.
Ex-military.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's how we want people. How we doing, Brandon? Right.
Brandon Lewis in the building. We got Jesse Carroll in the building. Rashida Gordon.
Hello, guys.
In the building. Sarah Pratt. We got said Bruce Wayne in the building. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Y'all want to tell y'all tell me about y'all week before we get the show rolling.
Great week.
Productive.
All right, Dr. Joe, you want to comment on your week?
Productive. It's been great. Growth keeps on continuing in my life. You know, you weren't here. Oh, that's what it was. We were talking about growth, so I did take it serious, and that's this week has been growth, productive. Yeah, I can't complain.
That's what I'm talking about. Then.
Okay. Well, how's your week?
Hey, my week was wonderful. I'm getting old. Life. I heard the young people say life be lifing. Life has been lifing. That's what's going on this side of the world.
Yes. Hadir too. All in them.
You feeling in your body?
At least you're getting old, you ain't getting no ugly. One thing about when you reach a certain peak, you just stay right there and just you maximize, you just stay there till you go to the grave.
Yeah. I learned something new this week. Speaking of productive, because Dr. Joe said she had a productive week. What I learned this week is that you know that you can graduate school at the age of 10 years old and get a PhD by the age of 17, and it's possible.
No.
Did not know it was possible.
No.
Yeah, it's going on in these streets. And I found that I like, man, you know, they wanted to skip me up a grades and all that, but I had an old sister.
Okay.
Mom's like, no.
I guess
I'm sure it's not. It wasn't them. It was common sense.
Listen. I could have been graduated by the age of 10. I know I could have.
Your behavior did not dictate that. I know your
Hey,
behavior.
school ain't got nothing to do with behavior. School got all to do with grades.
Let me tell you what. Listen, graduating him cause of memorization doesn't make him smart. Good to see you too, Bill.
But they smart enough to pass their system. I'm talking about the school system. They smart enough to pass the school system.
School system. Don't do that. Mm-hmm.
And they wonder why they fail.
I mean, school system is not really. You can get good grades and still not. You could cheat.
Hey, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it's a girl who graduated at the age of 10 and got a PhD by the age of 17.
Now that's different. Let's see who you're talking about, because I've never heard that.
Listen. Y'all gonna be surprised. Y'all gonna be real surprised. So y'all know my name. I want to introduce y'all somebody who, well, I'm just gonna play the story. Here we go. Y'all pay attention to their name. Let's do it. Rock and roll. Let's do it.
She's a typical teenager who also happens to have a new title.
My name is Dr. Dorothy Jean Tillman.
Dorothy Jean Tillman recently earned her doctorate in integrated behavioral health at Arizona State University at the ripe age of 17.
When I was going to the zoo lights, it asked my title, and I got put in doctor for the first time, and it just first set in.
Dorothy grew up on the city's south side, homeschooled by her mom.
At a very young age, there was a lot that I was on top of very fast.
Her journey into higher education began when she was 10. By 12, she had a bachelor's degree in humanities. At 14, she had her master's. Most of her courses completed in person and online.
There's also a time where I sit back and I'm like, this is actually kind of crazy.
Did we mention that Dorothy's also an entrepreneur? In 2020, she launched the Dorothy Genius STEAM Leadership Institute that offers programs to Chicago's youth.
STEAM is just like STEM, but it adds the arts because I feel like that right brain, left brain balance is important.
Dorothy says all of these accomplishments were made possible because people poured into her, like her mother, her best friend, and her grandmother, former alderman of the 3rd Ward, Dorothy Tillman. But it's Dorothy's grace, compassion, and wisdom that really makes her stand out, says her mom and her best friend.
It just motivates me and makes me want to continue with my education.
How she leads within her cohort of those that are in integrated behavioral health, I'm just really proud.
While she's proud of all that she's done, she wants people to know that she is more than just her accomplishments.
I still hang out with my friends. We still go to the mall. We still just lay around, watch TikTok.
So Dr. Tillman's official commencement ceremony happens May 6th, and her entire family will be on hand with her in Arizona to celebrate.
Woo! Let's give it up for Dorothy Tillman. Let's give it up.
Congratulations. Well, really, I see Faye P. Also, we got 2 relatives on here. Magwood Home, Faye P. Sales Atlanta. Please, if you are looking for any home buying, please feel free to reach out to these wonderful ladies. Good to see you too, Arnett. Shalom. But feel free to reach out to these wonderful ladies. They can help you out. Even if it's in another state, they can connect you with people. Help you out if necessary. If you don't know anybody, you're looking to buy, sell, feel free to reach out to them. Because any other listeners,
if you don't want to trust somebody else, if you don't want to trust the people around you, they will fly to you.
Yeah, they'll make it work. If they don't fly, we'll throw them over there. We'll put them on a drone.
They definitely will travel. Have fun. Real.
Yeah, that's it. Especially at Madwood. She's looking for a reason to fly out.
And I'm going with her.
And she'll have 2 kids glued to the side, but she'll be working.
She might need a secretary.
And Faith ready to go too. They'll let her know Faith won't fly, she'll drive. She'll be like, oh no, I can't do no flying, I'll drive.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at that. Also, we want to announce that Lady V is let me see, I'm sorry. I want to make sure I do this correctly. Also, we want to announce that Lady V is pregnant.
What?
Yes, she said she's late.
Preacher, you scared. Oh.
No, I mean, that's yeah. Usually people just say I'm pregnant. That's not, they don't do. I mean, she from the country. That's how they tell it. You know what I'm saying? They'll say Jenny. I ain't seen Jenny.
That is so true.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. So y'all just remember her. He said drum roll. Brrr. Yeah, she pregnant. According to her, as y'all can see, she stated, not me. This is not AI. She quoted, and I'm late. So again, she said.
Richard, you're going viral. You're going viral on YouTube. I don't know who put you on the screen of that of you dancing, but it's on YouTube. I saw.
What's on there? What's on YouTube?
Joe.
Oh, I'm on YouTube round. Doing what?
I do want to say congratulations to all graduates because the kids I was teaching in high school have graduated college. I do feel old, but I just want to say some of them graduated college. I'm like, wow, I am that old, but I'm proud of you.
Yes. That's the one that says, yeah. I tell you what, listen.
Yeah,
you don't. What you say, Nilla?
He was asking a question. Is that the one that says, yeah, like he was talking about Valerie?
Oh yeah, that's that's one. So if y'all want to send in like little toddler clothes or anything, mainly overalls, because she's from Mississippi. She's from the great state of Mississippi. So she what's gonna need some potato. Yeah, she wants some potatoes, some beans. What else she wants? Potatoes, beans. Want some comb bread. Yeah. Eat comb bread. Why don't we eat breast bread? Got a comb bread. Don't worry about it. Yeah, that's the one, bitch. Yeah, that's that's So anyway, so what we got going? What we got next? Little Doctor number 9.
All right, the next story coming up.
Speaking of pregnancy, I gotta do that. Did y'all see the video with Meghan Markle?
I have not.
And you sent 2 videos. Which one would you like me to play with her?
I didn't know if you had Instagram, or if not, go ahead and do the YouTube one.
Okay. All righty. We'll do. Here we go.
Who should dancing with? Who's playing again?
Wait a minute.
Who is that? She's pregnant again.
No, that was a throwback from when she was in labor with the last kid, or Lilith, 4 years ago or something like that.
They're just showing the video now.
Well, yeah, you throw back the anniversary, the child's birthday, I believe, or something like that.
Who's the that who would dance around?
Anniversary of the child's birthday. Ain't that called the birthday?
Yeah.
The anniversary of a child's birthday is the birthday, ain't it? The birthday is the anniversary, right?
So you're saying that, what? What are you saying? What are you saying?
You said that's an anniversary of the child's birthday. Is that what you said?
4 years ago is what she said that she had. So yes, it was her child's birthday. It's her child's 4th birthday is when she posted it. It was Wednesday. Yes, so that was 4 years ago today. This happened is what she said.
Meghan Markle and Princess Harry. There they go.
Princess.
Get it.
Yes, his name is Harry. So anyway, people are saying that was so disrespectful, embarrassing, that wasn't her real stomach.
That wasn't.
They were fake. They were saying it was a fake stomach. People don't believe she had a baby, which I don't know why, but they don't believe that she was pregnant. But you can see, it's not as smooth as you would usually see it. But I said, well, maybe she has on the monitor. They put a strap-on monitor across you. And they don't usually take it on and off. They strap and then they hook it. So you kind of have, I said, maybe that was the monitor straps that people saw. Because people think she stuffed her stomach with her dress with newspaper. I read, somebody said. So they don't think that that's true, but they were just so appalled by her they call it twerking. But she couldn't do, she said she had done everything. She ate spicy foods. She was walking, she did acupuncture, and nothing worked. And she said the only thing that was left to do was for her to dance. So she danced to see if she could, get the baby active and get her delivery going.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she was twerking. I didn't even notice her belly was a little weird. I thought her belly was round. I didn't realize it. I didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of,
like, it's a little weird.
But hey, like I said, I think it was her monitor that was still on her belly. But people don't think like if you're 9 months pregnant and you're about to give birth, that you can't move that way if you're pregnant. So
who was that? Was that Harry on that with her?
That was Harry, her husband. Yes, her husband.
I know who Harry. I didn't need her. What was his relation to? I know what his relation is to.
We said about
like a geek monster.
He like a geek monster.
Yeah.
That's what you said?
Wow.
Yes. I mean, with the on and everything, it ain't like a geek monster.
He's probably
called
he act like a geek monster.
Shaking my head.
Geek monster.
Speaking of a geek monster,
wants to be out of.
There's a new monster in town.
Right.
Go ahead.
Take your
new
child.
Monster is the new monster in town is somebody who's referred to as the billionaire. I'm pretty certain that y'all heard the headlines. If y'all haven't, there's been Elon Musk going at Donald Trump and vice versa. They've been going at it big time. And they say who will win? Will the billionaire win or will Donald Trump win? But I think Donald Trump is a billionaire too. So we'll see what ends up happening. The clip that I found is about 10 minutes long. I don't want to play the whole 10 minutes, so I'm gonna play about 4 minutes of it, and I'll stop it in between. And I want everybody to share their thoughts on that. And a new word that I learned: share your thoughts. Opine. How about that? Y'all ever heard of the word opine? Anybody ever heard that word opine?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a tree. Dr. Joe, you ever heard of that word opine?
No.
Yeah, don't feel bad. So opinion and opine.
So
opine means give your opinion. Oh yeah. Listen.
When did you learn about that?
I'm going to school too. I graduated at an early age too.
He just learned it. He just learned it yesterday. Because apparently he don't know it's not a new word. But anyway, let's keep.
Wow.
Elon Musk drops bombshell, says the reason why we don't have the Epstein files in hand is because Trump is on the files. Let's talk about it. All right, so I'm starting this video off with us looking at Elon Musk's Twitter account. Now, I'm not going to bury the lead here. Elon drops this bomb. Time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, DJT. That's Donald John Trump. Then right under that, he writes, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Now, if you go back to Elon's account and sort it by replies like I just did here, you get to see Elon starts going insane because I think Donald Trump did something to Elon where it seemed to have pissed him off. So let's go back 3 hours ago. Congress is spending America into bankruptcy. And so he writes, 1.3 trillion, 800 billion, blah, 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 blah. Now, we all know he hates the big, beautiful bill. Then the madness seemed to start about 2 hours ago, and this looks like it flipped him off. Elon writes, such an obvious lie, but he shares something from Truth Social. Trump puts, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months I was going to do, and he just went crazy. So after calling it a lie, then Elon drops his next post, time to drop the really big bomb. Everyone Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, which you read earlier. And then he puts that other part about Marxist is going to be in the future. Then Elon goes a little more crazier. He then starts posting what Trump said on Fox News. Let's just play it so we can all listen to it.
People, we're lucky to have. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all, and Elon, I want to thank you. I know you've been through a lot with this horrible situation that happens.
Saving America.
Very unfair. What he is a patriot. Here's a man that I can tell you, he's a friend of mine. He's become a friend of mine. He supported me in the election. That's when I got to know him. Really, I knew him a little bit from the first term, but not much. But he's a patriot more than anything else. He's never think of it. He has never asked me for a thing. He could have. I always say, I wonder if he's ever going to ask me for something. And that's always subject to change. And if it does change, I'll let you know about it. But Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the electric car mandate. I have no idea how that affects him, but possibly not good. I don't know. But he's never asked me for a thing. And I think that's an amazing tribute. I did get activated last week when I saw what they were doing. I said, he makes an incredible product, and we're going to go out and tell people you can't do that stuff and support him. They got to support him, because if he wasn't doing this, he wouldn't have any of these difficulties. And I think it's getting less and less. Pam has done a great job with regard to all of the, I mean, I know the kind of investigations that are going on. If she finds them, which she will, she already found 4 of them. But I think they're going to suffer very grave consequences, because they're really terrorists when you think about it. They're terrorists at a high level. And I think the people that are financing them, they could very well be people I know, people that you write about. But those people are in big trouble. So they better cut it out. But Elon's a patriot. We want to thank you very much for the job you're doing. Thank you very much.
So Elon essentially dropped the receipt that Trump was being untruthful. Wow. Yeah, because that does conflict with the post that Trump made earlier about asking to leave. I took away his EV mandate and forced everyone and they said he went crazy.
People, we're lucky to have him. I have to tell you, I want to thank you all. And Elon, I want to thank you.
So, all right. Then Elon continues on with his world of Trump derangement syndrome. In light of the president's statement about the cancellation of my government contract, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So this is what Donald Trump, 6 minutes before Elon posted, it looks like, well, 6 months before he saw it. The easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to eliminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I always surprised that Biden didn't do it. So in response, Elon, so what is the Dragon spacecraft? What is that? Let me look that up. So as you can see, the Dragon spacecraft was developed by SpaceX, a reusable spacecraft designed to carry crew and cargo to low Earth orbit.
I want to put a brief pause on it right there to kind of show, that's about halfway through, but it kind of shows the back and forth they've been doing online. I've never seen, the president back and forth online, on social media with people. This is like really, really weird. I want y'all to opine, please.
That's funny because people thought that a female would be emotional and dramatic.
That's a good point.
I don't think it's a matter of sex. It's more that it's a matter of the type of person that Donald Trump is. In certain positions, you have to learn how to avoid certain type of dialects and certain type of situations. And people feel like, oh, you scared, you just duck. Like I have people that come at me as remember, it's certain things like with him having worked him in his cabinet and having done things with him. The easier thing would have been to do was to keep just moving forward and not to have a special Elon and just, everyone's not going to agree with your policy. Once you start playing tit for tat with a person, now you open up doors. And you open up doors, now he's not going to be able to close. And that's going to be the problem now because Elon has the money to continue to really hurt him. That True Social network is, I had, bought a couple of stuff. I knew it was going to be a flop. It's dropping. So, you know, Twitter's not going to, Twitter's going to pick up even more because that's going to be big talking. He has where he set himself up for, he knew eventually he would make an attack for the government. And the easiest way to do it was to get a social media network. And that's why they should have, honestly, if you want to start Elon, they should have blocked him back when he was going to get it. See, one thing you can't afford to do with people, like with us, we'll have to go get billboards, do other things. You know, we have like, you know, like this show. It's certain people you don't mess with for the fact they get the ammunition, they got the people to support them. With him and Twitter ain't going nowhere. You know, he can name it X. This thing got millions of people following, millions of people. And he can cause you a lot of problems, you know, because your news stories all posted, everybody posts there. Now he'll put the feds on Elon too. Elon should be expecting a federal visit and a federal investigation of some things that's going to come up with Elon. Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Because see, Trump isn't the type of guy where he'll be undercover. He's when he said he was in that Epstein file. Yeah, that put her back because everybody knew he was on a plane. That's already been known. They pulled the flight laws. The flight laws. Right. They've been on that plane several times. And see, Epstein videotaped those people on that plane. I saw the plane. They showed that he was actually recording everyone that was on that plane. So yeah, that's why they didn't know they was recorded. There were cameras on that plane to record people from in the bedroom he would have sex to people on the plane. Yes, that's why that plane is still grounded. They let that plane sit there and rot.
Ooh.
So I think he might be able to pull up and they'll show the Epstein plane. They'll show how it's got mold in it. Yeah, they had to go through that, pull cameras. Yeah, it's like with P. Diddy. These people got footage on people.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't play fair. They played the way the people they played with. They knew the game and they knew, let me get me some. Think about it. If you got me, coerced me to help you kill one of your opponents, why would I think that you would do it to me one day if anything ever happened with us? So I would need to have something to cover my back. These guys like Sean Combs, they knew what they were involved with, even from supposedly, so they say, tied into, you know, Michael Jackson's last security guard works for him. And his degree, he was CIA. He was actually worked for the government, and his degree was in real estate. They were trying to figure out how did he get head of security for Michael Jackson, but he was given through Sony. Michael Jackson, regular security guard, retired, so they picked this for him. This guy who they picked for him, because if you go back and look, the thing with Dr. Murray was this, okay. The guy who was doing the, you know, who was for the celebrities, who was giving them the shots and everything, right? He was a licensed medical doctor. Michael Jackson was not the only person he did this for. So what happened with him, supposedly he was there. He had already given Mike an injection. He left out the room. They're saying that security guard came back and gave him another injection. So when he came in to try to give him some, that was the one to kill him, not knowing had already been in the room before. He'll remember Mike had already said Tommy Mottola, whatever his name, you can put it up from who was, you know, the exec from Sony was the devil. Because he had bought his right, he was buying the rights, but he was getting control of his stuff, him and other artists, as like Prince. That was another reason why they got rid of Prince. Prince was trying to help, he wanted to help artists get control of their own masters and own your stuff and stop letting these people control them. See, they didn't own Prince. Prince wrote all his own music. Go ahead.
This the video you asked about Epstein and Trump. I couldn't find the video of the plane, but I did find this video together. So that's what I was just playing about the Epstein and the Trump together. This the video where they got them laughing and all that stuff. I couldn't find the plane video, but you mentioned another guy. You could tell me more details so I can put in more keywords to find out
Michael Jackson. What was his name? Tony Montana. The head from a Sony, he said he was a devil. He was telling the people that he was a devil. That was before he died. He was on stage. He was trying to tell people about Sony.
Tony Montana says what?
What's the name? Tony Mottola? Mottola, I think. Tommy Mottola. He's the head of Sony. Michael Jackson, just put Michael Jackson say he was the devil. Probably just put that keyword in YouTube. Go on YouTube and put it in there. They should pull it up. That was a statement that he made about them. Mike talked a little bit about that. He was on stage letting people know. That was a little bit before Mike crashed and wound up dying. Let's see what year they say this was.
It's Tony Motola.
Let me just say this. The tradition of great performers from, and I really want you to hear what I have to say. The tradition of great performers from Sammy Davis Jr. to James Brown to Jackie Wilson to Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly. The story is usually the same though. You know, these guys work really hard at their craft, but the story ends the same because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being the artist that I am at Sony, I've generated several $1 billion for Sony, several billion, and they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it usually is, but they never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Yeah.
So we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But, so, the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album. But I've always said, you know, good art never dies. Thank you. I love Unbreakable. You know, and Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
So, please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Turn that off, please. No, what? I don't mind. Tape it.
Oh! Michael is getting gangster today! Yeah.
So Mariah Carey, after divorcing Tommy, came to me crying. She was crying so badly I had to hold her.
Wow.
And she said to me that this is an evil man. And Michael, this man follows me, she said. He taps her phones. And he's very, very evil. And she doesn't trust him. And he is a...
You stopped it on purpose?
I think he froze.
Did you stop that? It froze.
He froze.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you.
Unfortunately.
I'm getting technical difficulty. My screen's gone black on my
What?
You can share your screen, Tony.
I don't know what he...
We can't allow him to do this to great artistry. We just can't. I just want you to know I appreciate everything you've done. You've been amazing. You're so loyal, Diana. Everybody, Waldo, all the people here, I love you all. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
I love you. But still, I promise you, the best is yet to come.
Man.
And that probably was what got him.
Mike thought that he outsmarted Sony at that point, but he didn't know what they had coming for him.
He is the devil. I'm playing Tony Motola.
You playing it?
I got after that.
What most people don't know,
scary.
He ended his own life with that, and what he wanted to do is what a lot of artists want to do. I saw somebody commented saying how Bobby Brown got his masters. They wrecked Bobby Brown. They wrecked him on purpose, and I'm sure Clyde was behind it. He knows he can't talk. He's seen what these people can do. You notice you never heard him. He's never come in about Whitney's death. He's never come in about any of this. He's always, even his daughter dying. He knows. You notice you never. Everybody. You notice you never hear nothing from him.
Right.
You never heard him say, "My baby was killed by these people, the music industry." Michael. Bobby Brown was the hottest one. He was the hottest male artist, one of the hottest top for male dancers. Only other dancer that was better than him was MC Hammer. But MC Hammer was rap. Bobby was R&B, which was bigger than rap. Hammer really blew. And he really did his thing with My Prerogative, Don't Be Cruel. He killed so much. He killed everything. He did Ghostbusters. He really, but Clyde never forgave him for getting Whitney. He took Whitney and took off and let her get on her Benz to really get off. And he lost some of his control with her. And he made sure he paid for that. He completely wrecked his singing career. Bobby would have sung a lot longer. Bobby is a one-hit wonder in a sense for the album. They ended. He disappeared. I had his cassette tape back then of one he did for RCA, and they rejected the whole album. It was a good album. I had it. I didn't think none of it back. If I'd have said it, they scrapped it. See, that's what they do. You like what Mike was saying. He only had 2 more. He can give him any 2 songs. It can't, because how they'll tie you in your contract is they have to prove it too. They have to they don't see that. That's how they end. This is how you end an artist. Okay, this is what these guys don't know. This ain't new either. So what you do, sign a guy to say I sign you to a 10-year deal for 3 albums. Okay, so I give Love Doctor $10 million. Back then it was a lot of money for 10 years. So when he does the albums, this what hurts him. He can't now where I got him at. He's only doing 3 albums in 10 years. He's thinking this is too easy. The problem is the gap between the albums. That's going to kill him.
The time.
Yeah, 10 years, 3 albums. Man, you're playing out. Now, when he bring me the album, all I have to do is let him know the album ain't going to fly. Now, typically, do these albums, he's doing collabs with people. He paying big name people to write this stuff for him, and I'm shooting it down. So if I don't take, he's stuck because he's under contract. He can't do anything. So now I got him totally silent for about 5 or 6 years. He's done nothing. You know what I mean? The artist done came in the business in 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
An artist still in the business that's already producing other albums. People forget all about Dwayne.
Yeah.
So what they do, that's how they tie these guys. That's how they end a lot. Like you'll be saying, what happened to such? They had 1 album. They didn't have 1 album. They tied them into a contract to where they locked them where they can't do anything. So you stuck. You got all these years. You can't go collab. They own you.
Yeah.
You can't go do no appearances and do that. They own you. So that's how they tie you up. See, Mike was freeing himself, and Mike was going to own part of Sony because Mike had got they got him. Mike had outsmart. Mike had got the Beatles. He bought the rights to the Beatles. That was like the Beatles were the first all-time biggest hit group. Then Elvis, Mike came along and beat them. He owned them out. He bought Stupid too, but then he bought Little Richard. He bought his stuff, gave him back his rights to his album before he died. See, Prince was trying to help him do that. Prince wouldn't collab with nobody because he told them they won the contract. He owned his stuff. He couldn't sing with them because if he did it, that would get it stuck up under those people, marked under their brand. So he's like, I can't do nothing with you because you owned by them. So you can see why it was important to kill Mike, then murder Mike, then murder Prince. People like that know it. Well, this is the thing that's dangerous. Everybody looks at the people you need to look at, the most dangerous people that's more dangerous than them. Names you need to look at: Rihanna. Any of these people, any of them, I just named her, because they all know this, and that's why they sit back and they play the game. So they don't accuse them of the murders. I accuse them of being contributors to the murder because they all know this to be true. They all know why. Just like Eazy-E, they know they gave Eazy-E AIDS. Eazy-E group. Listen, they the first group to come out and do what they was doing and uncensored, hardcore rap, and he blew up, and then he still was blowing up. Even though Dre left, he still was moving. Eazy-E was a fan favorite. And what they do? They gave him AIDS.
Yeah.
When they people want you, they try to get just like Suge. Suge Knight not on death row. So to them, see the big boy. Look this up. Just see he did not own death row. They put him there to look like he owned death row. They owned it. These guys always been on, but see, you put the black face, so you let the black guy show his mouth out. Look like these guys just need to tell the truth. He didn't own it. Man, you was a $300, almost $400 million company in the 90s. Y'all, that's like being a billionaire then. Remember, was a billionaire in the 80s. The only person we knew was a billionaire was Ted Turner.
Oh, yeah.
People said Donald Trump was a rich, but people didn't throw around billionaire.
Right.
You didn't know billionaire. They didn't show themselves. Now look at that. Look how many people are billionaires now. Rappers, singers. Look at LeBron, $1 billion basketball. When do we ever know a basketball player to have $1 billion, a basketball player? It's because these people are all agents.
They are.
They all play the game to look like this is opportunity. These people are agents. If I have $1 billion, why am I dribbling a basketball? I need to be running. Why don't I have corporations?
Yeah.
Think about it. Seriously. Why don't I have a corporation?
Mm-hmm.
I should be running I don't have time to play on a basketball court. I'm 40 years old. I made my end here. I made nobody's gonna hold a record that ain't gonna be broken eventually. Eventually you're gonna fade away. Even Michael Jordan, eventually your name will fade away. It just happened in history of time. But in a billionaire, why wouldn't you be out here really doing business moves? It's time for me to go. Because they give these guys this stuff to put in our face that make fans do certain things and to cover why these people wipe away a lot of other people. I'm telling y'all, it's a lot to the industry. People, y'all have no idea. A lot of people know. Let me tell you something. I dealt with some of these people on the end enough. That's why y'all see me. I'm on low key like a midget locksmith. Ain't that right? Low key like a midget locksmith. Let them have it. I'm gonna tell you who a real problem. The people. Now, you people on the side of the screen, people everywhere, you people, because you know what y'all doing when somebody put their life out on the line? Like when Mike put his mouth up, he knew he was gonna, that's why he told him don't tape it. Then he realized, you know what? I'm not gonna be afraid I'm gonna do it. If enough people know, that'll stop him. Tony Motola still on Sony.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is dead. Prince is dead. Suge is locked up. And what are people doing? They still supporting Sony.
Right.
Do the mail. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you what happened. Honestly, people make people leave them out and don't care about them. Let me tell you honestly. You know why people burn you, from preachers to politicians? Because they know that people don't care. You don't care what people do to you. And so what do? They feel like they can do it to you too. I don't justify it. Right. Mm-hmm. Still right. But you create the people that do you wrong. What's that? There are 3 major record labels in the U.S. that dominate the music industry: Universal Music, which is Dre Daddy, Sony Music Entertainment, and Warner Music Group. Yeah, these 3 companies control a large portion of the market, with their combined market share often exceeding 85% of the U.S. record. That's it. Now, the guy who owns Universal is the same guy that they said Drake Daddy. Drake kicking up against him. He do it. Yeah. Clyde, and these people are there. Yeah, the guy who owns Universal, that's who give Drake. They asked him for it. Drake needed her. He said, "Yeah, Drake. I mean, whatever Drake want to give it to him." But they turned on Drake. See, this boy Kendrick Lamar. He's an agent. I know them guys. The song don't even make sense. Not like up. Not like up. He not like up. Not with some bell bottom jeans on.
Come on now, tear it down. Tear it down. Come on now.
It don't even sound like we be so loose. Let me tell you something. They program their mind to like something. You're not a thinker. You so want to hate somebody who don't you think look like you till you jump on a bandwagon. He not like her, not like her, not like her. Who what do you like? Y'all just stop it. And I'm not trying to kill Kendrick Lamar. Again, who do they bring out? Who is he supported by? The same guy that was paying for Drake, who they call him Drake Daddy because they were scared of him. Because what's the name? Lucia
Grain.
Lucia Grain. He's the one that owns Universal. Lucia Grain. They call him Drake Daddy because he would give Drake where he wanted Drake like hundreds of millions of dollars. He been fighting him, suing him in court, trying to fight this whole thing. Y'all people have no idea how that music thing works. Listen, music is more dangerous than drugs.
I agree.
Listen, music makes more money than drugs. Listen. Why you don't see actors getting killed? These rappers always come up getting shot, don't they? Because they insure them, then they listen, they got the patent. Let them sing Get Hot. When they kill Kendrick, watch how hot Not Like Us come up. That thing on top of the charts again, and all you do is just keep making money. Look at everybody come out against them, all of a sudden you crazy. Everybody who say something against them, look, it never failed. Everybody's crazy once you say something against them. You're never going to. They try to put the same thing on me from Jake. Everybody, Tony Smith is crazy. Everybody, Jamal Brown. Look, Tony Smith. Look, notice the pattern. Tony Smith got a psychological mental problem. Everybody, what psychological? When have I been diagnosed with a psychological problem? Never. They always do that when you expose them. Whenever you expose them people. Notice why they all use the same. They use the same system. Something's wrong with you mentally. We need to pray for you. You're going through something, and when you're going, anybody know you got family members with mental illness or see. That's why I hate this whole mental illness. I hate it. Just I hate it. I hate it. Right there, kind of got. I hate it with all my heart. I hate the whole program because it's nothing but a gimmick. Y'all, let me tell you what's bad. There are people that need real help. And you got these clowns that take advantage of this thing. There are people that have real issues. Then you got people that you just sitting around and you just let them use it for a conversation to make a fool out of people and waste time. I mean, I hate it. If it was up to me, I'd get rid of all of it. Most people, you know what you need? A behind whipping.
Oh.
Where was all that mental illness in the 80s and the 70s? Oh, I know. We didn't know how to properly diagnose it. Yeah. But where were the babies getting thrown off the bridge? Where were the school shootings? Don't tell me it wasn't properly diagnosed. Let's see.
It has become a mess.
Yeah, that's not that one.
Oh yeah. I know they get us on a lot of different fronts. Music is definitely one. One I was looking at too is movies is another one, and video games. I was looking at how the video games also influence a lot of stuff too. All of them really, really bad and crazy. But I noticed a recent article that you sent out, Raw. It was against a little small town in Camilla, Georgia. I believe that's right outside of Albany, Georgia. Apparently, something's going on with their mayor. I'm gonna play about 4 minutes of a lengthy video, and we'll pause it and get y'all thoughts on that. If y'all want to continue, we'll take it from there. Let's take a closer look to the Camilla, Georgia mayor and what's going on.
Update. Black mayor, 2 previous officials of a city, Deep South Georgia, all arrested wrongfully for election fraud at that. Put up the picture full mass. I went to this city. It's called Camilla, Georgia. It is in Deep South Georgia. I went there about 7 years ago when I was the political correspondent for CBS News Atlanta. I'm going to give you the update on what they have done to this mayor and to the remaining city officials. I will give you context to what the law is and judicial ruling. But before I do that, I'm going to take you to a portion of my coverage of Camilla, Georgia, roughly 7 years ago, when they elected the first black male mayor in its history. Here's what happened.
Tell, for those who may not know it, what's happening in Camilla, Georgia?
Well, back in December, I began boycotting my city council to protest invidious racial segregation and discrimination within my city.
The mayor gave me a letter.
Well, my letter is generally asking anyone within this jurisdiction in my capacity as mayor to cooperate with you.
So I took this letter to City Hall. Well, I have a letter from the mayor who is encouraging cooperation, okay? Because of the allegations about racism, bigotry, prejudice in the system. Is there racism, prejudice, and bias in Camilla?
Not that I know of. I've been working here 60 years.
Have you heard the allegations about the city cemetery being split between black people on one side, white people on another side, and a fence that split the two? Are you aware of that?
I am.
You said you were getting complaints from citizens?
Absolutely, yes.
Maybe you should be talking to the citizens.
Oh, I have. Is there racism, prejudice from city government toward residents of Camilla, Georgia?
Again, I ask if you will talk to Miss Brenda Cross, okay?
We're talking about citizens in Camilla that have made these allegations
But
against.
I'm not in a position to answer those questions, and once again, I'll be glad to get you a meeting scheduled with our city manager.
Okay, where's the city manager at today?
He doesn't work on Friday.
Do you know any racist white people in Camilla, Georgia?
Not that I'm aware of.
There are no.
I've never run across them. I'll put it that way.
You have never come in contact with any racist white person ever in Camilla, Georgia?
No.
Can you read this letter, ma'am? I have a letter from the mayor.
No, thank you, sir. See the city manager, city clerk.
They're complaining about government. Do you not work for government?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you willing to answer my questions?
No.
Was the cemetery actually segregated black and white?
You would need to fill out an open records request, and you need to talk to Mr. Sykes.
I need to fill out an open records request to find out if black people are buried next to white people.
Yes, sir.
This city is 70% African American. How many black police officers do you have? Do you guys have more than one black police officer?
Yes, we have 2 recruits that are going to the academy right now.
You have 2 black police officers.
Yes, sir. We have 1 black police officer and 2 recruits.
So I went outside of the police precinct. There were 2 officers leaving the building, and I approached these officers. I really just want to talk to the chief of police. No, I can't talk to the chief? Cops running away from me. That's a first. I can't talk to the chief of police. Okay. All right. Everybody's ignoring me, but I got a letter from the mayor. We were able to make a difference in that community, but upon arrival, yes, the city-owned cemetery had a fence that separated where black people could be buried and where white people could be buried. I saw it with my own eyes. The place where white people can be buried looked like a slice of heaven. Black folk could be buried on the other side, and it was, well, deteriorated. The city manager ended up tearing that fence down like a coward at 3 a.m. in the morning to avoid publicity. When the mayor was elected, they took away his power of purse, meaning he received no money. They also would not give him keys to City Hall, so he had to wait for somebody to open up City Hall in order to go to work. That was the insanity happening then. The insanity that is happening today. Same town, Camilla, Georgia. They have arrested the new mayor, Mr. Kevin Owens. Put him up full mast. On May 28th, a reminder, on May 28th, 2025, Camilla, Georgia, Mayor Kevin Owens, the interim city manager, Cheryl Ford, and former election superintendent, Renette Williford, were all arrested on charges of election fraud and conspiracy. This unprecedented move represents more than a local political dispute. It marks the latest chapter in Southwest Georgia's 157-year struggle against systemic voter oppression, suppression, and repression, the judicial complicity in corporate and political power structures. So to fully grasp the gravity, and I wrote an op-ed and Rolling Out, you all can check it out, but to fully grasp the gravity of this moment, we must confront Camilla's blood-stained history of racial terrorism and analyze these charges through the prism of federal voting rights. These are laws. So Georgia's election code and a disturbing national pattern of weaponizing legal systems against Black electoral empowerment was only a few years ago in 2018 that the city of Camilla, which is located in Deep South Georgia, again, removed the fence that separated Black and white residents in the city-owned cemetery. The city at that time also did not employ one Black police officer. They didn't have anyone actually employed at that time that was Black, even though the city is majority African-American. Official press release came from Mr. Dwayne Burley. He's the mayor pro tem. He is the second in charge of city council. In his press release, he says, quote, "Today, Mayor Kevin Owens, interim city manager, Cheryl Ford, and former election superintendent, Renette Williford, were arrested and charged with election fraud and conspiracy to commit election interference. The arrests have shocked the community and raised serious concerns about the ongoing targeting of public officials who upheld the integrity of our local electoral process. We have been informed that none of the three officials will be allowed to appear before a judge until Monday at 9 a.m. A delay for which magistrate judge..."
Let me pause there real quick. Hold on. So does that mean that they actually not only they arrested them, but they detained them over the weekend and kept them in jail for about 3 days? Is that what they're saying?
You couldn't have heard that and asked the same question. Yes, that's exactly what you heard, that they kept them till they couldn't see a judge until Monday, which that you know how the legal system had played a part with it too. And this is the problem with small towns, just being honest with people. And the reason why I said this story to watch, because Trump is good for us for the fact that he allows us to see when we felt as though we had made it, we hadn't made it. These positions, if you thinking, oh, wow, the people elect the Black, oh, we got a Black mayor, oh, things going to change, oh, second Black mayor, oh, we're going to, listen, this is why these people beat you and they make a fool out of you. This is why these city managers, all these board members wind up hurting you, because this is why the man can't do his job, because those people have more power than the mayor. Then the city manager, you saw them people kept telling them, go to the city manager, let the city manager, but the city manager don't work on Fridays. So he's a non-elected person. He's actually hired, and the people have no say-so about him because he's not an elected official. And these are the things and people need to watch that become dangerous with small towns when you start putting all these little interim government part pieces in there. That's what you're seeing right now. You see who's got him arrested? The board. You see how the whole system is corrupt, even from the judge. This is what they do. And it's important for people to watch this and just see what it got. John Alsop, what is that?
That's just showing that the population of Camilla, Georgia is a little over 5,150 people.
That's tight.
It's showing that the senators for that district, but it's just breaking down the overall. It said it has a 45% poverty rate. That's
sense.
Almost half of the population living in poverty. Wow.
Yeah. Poor whites and blacks.
Yeah.
And it's over 70% blacks. Wow.
That's why it's purpose. Everything is purpose, man. But again, educating people is important. making people aware of what's going on is important, because a lot of things, like, who would think, like, if you're in a major big city, you got big papers, you got the major news stations. So a lot of things still happen, but it's not as prevalent. It's known. These towns, that's why they keep these towns the way they keep them, so they can continue to control them. The South is not bad. It's just we hadn't learned how to work together enough for people of color to ensure our survival in politics, in education, in the legal system. As far as being high ranking, we don't need to just be police officers. We need to be police officers with rank. We need to be, we do. We need to make sure that our footprint is here. And this is something that Donald Trump has worked to do, which I'm so blown away with his decision making. I'll be honest, I never had confidence in him for being a long time for business. My end was, anybody know me, I got the same statement. My end for voting for Donald Trump, I ain't no hypocrite. I voted for him. Listen, he ain't never got to worry about that no more, though. Terrible. You ain't got to worry. I'm just my own person. You ain't never got to worry about that. No. You voted. I don't know what I was looking for. I was looking at our kids having these these sex changes. I look at these men in these women's sport, men able to go in the women's restroom. I have daughters, granddaughters. I got wife. I got mother. I don't want no man in no bathroom. I don't care what law you make. They also put on law books that if, just say hypothetically, if we were single love doctor and we went and we met a young lady, decided we got romantic or even married her, and then it came up later, we found out she was a man. Don't you know they passed a law that you can't kill them? Yeah, because natural reaction, you find you've been sleeping with a man, you're not homosexual. They passed a law that no, you cannot kill them. What is the purpose of a man or a woman getting a sex change and then going and then redacting their birth certificate? Is because you're intentionally trying to deceive somebody. If you want to try and deceive somebody, that's what you fight. Leave your birth certificate alone. Why your license got to say it? What they got to do? They don't have nothing to do with your sex. Because the only way to pull off your scam, you need to make sure your paperwork is official. They had one I sent y'all about the let me see how I find one.
Hey, before you change, I had a few more questions about this one right here. This is my first time ever hearing about this. This story right here is really crazy. Is there anything that can really be done, or it's one of those things where, like,
okay, that's what we want. Listen,
a rap, or what?
No, what you saying is that this is what we need to do. We need the people on this show that's on the sideline to put in work. We need to know what's going on. They need to know that we are concerned that outside people have issues and want to know what's going on, and they need to have some federal investigation. That's retarded. Listen, this is the problem with us. We're good as long as it's not us. We ride by the police beating up somebody on the side of the road, and you saw it wasn't a lawful beating. We're okay, shut up, keep moving, at least it ain't me. Why isn't it you? Because if they would have caught you, that could have been you, and we'd have did the same thing. You'd have been blasting us for it. We have to stop turning a blind eye saying what it's going to cost us. You see these Republicans putting themselves on the line behind this bill that Donald Trump got. These people are risking their political careers behind a bad bill, behind removing. There's no way these people are going to keep these seats in 2026. You erase history, things that people have. This ain't stuff we think about accomplishing. These aren't DEI, anything that a person of color or any other ethnicity other than white has achieved. You have put more into it. For them to recognize you, you know how hard you have to work. So it's time now to say, stop kissing up, stop being afraid of trying to protect yourself. You can't protect yourself. They shown you that. He walked in and erased everything. So now, listen, they're suing. Now they're also suing. They had another story today similar. I think a white woman is suing a homosexual for getting a job she should have gotten. They turned the table. Let me tell y'all something else finna happen. A lot of people of color have gotten jobs. They're finna get sued by whites. They're finna try to say that was a discrimination because a lot of these companies had, quotas they had to meet. You had this, and that was the only reason why these courts ran with it, because they weren't hiring people of color. to get our foot in the door. And now you taking it, and now you turn around. Well, whites are about to get paid behind that. See, but it's a good thing, because until people call and lose everything, that's the only way we'll get system enough to stop fighting each other and sit down and say, listen, we're going to have to learn how to work through this, because they're actually attacking every one of us. The time you got to kill another one is time you're wasting, because they're going to kill you too. It's just being honest. It's just time that we got to do something different. But again, I know people not, what you said, Lil Don, is exactly correct. Why doesn't that bother us enough that people don't call down and get involved? People start calling FBI, getting other agents in. GBI is the local for Georgia. Getting people in here to investigate this, find out what is going on. Go ahead.
Just want to share with you, this is just a 2-minute clip. When the mayor got released, he gave a statement. They recently just had their city council meeting with everybody, citizens present.
Well, the mayor of Camilla spoke at a city council meeting today, just 3 days after he and 2 other city officials were arrested for alleged election interference during the special election in November of 2024.
WALB News 10's Caitlin Barker attended that city council meeting and shares what was discussed.
Mayor Kelvin Owens, City Clerk Cheryl Ford, and former election superintendent Renette Williford have all been indicted, accused of trying to delay the special election last November. During the city council meeting, locals spoke up about the controversy, and some believe it all stems from racial discrimination.
The Camilla massacre continues in Mitchell County. It started in 1868, and it hasn't ceased yet.
It's known around the world that Camilla, Georgia is a racist town. So when does it stop?
While some blamed racism, others believe the catalyst for the indictment is the complete opposite.
It is not about race. It's about what's right and what's wrong. And I just get tired of hearing people say it's about race, because if it is about race, why do we got multiple races sitting right here?
It is time to put the race aside. I have worked with black, I have worked with white, we have worked together, and that is what is needed here.
Regardless of the differing opinions, it was announced that the city of Camilla will pay for the legal defenses of the 3 officials facing these charges, thanks to an ordinance established by the council in January of 2024, months before the special election.
And the basis of it is that if you are a city official or an employee, an elected official, and you're operating within within your job and your title, then there should be some degree of support.
In spite of the ordinance being established before the election controversy, Councilman Palmer doesn't agree with it.
It is still unethical for someone to vote to enhance themselves, and by enhancing themselves, someone else pay their bills for it.
I still have a job to do. This is not a start and stop type of responsibility. So even with these allegations, it's important that I continue to work for the people of this city.
Now, the mayor ended the meeting on a positive note. He told the locals that were there to keep their heads high and to stay encouraged and know that he and the city council are doing all they can to continue to move Camilla forward. I'm Caitlin Barker reporting in Camilla for WALB, your hometown news source.
Wow. Wow. Well, tell you what, appreciate you for bringing that story to my attention. Wow. Really amazing. Wow.
So maybe I'm confused. I am confused. I'm trying to figure out, what did they do wrong?
I don't know. It says the charge is election fraud or election interference is what it sounds like in the headlines.
Did the mayor just win? Does anyone know? Okay, so I don't know. Maybe I guess I have to figure it out.
Hey, Ron, I think you're talking, but your phone on mute.
Yeah, he's
Did he answer your question? I don't know.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know if he's actually gone to court yet.
Okay, that wasn't the question. The question was, do you know what they did, and was he just elected? Is that part of the?
Try it again. Let's try it again. I said I don't think he's been to court. He asked me that's why I said he asked me. I heard what he said. That's why I said I don't think he's been to court yet. So I don't know how I could tell him somebody haven't been to court.
Now I was my question, not his question. I don't know what Dwayne asked. I was talking about my question. What did they do? What did they do wrong?
That we don't. This is something they created. They're probably trying to say election fraud because they're, him being black, he got it. There's no doubt they had to do something possibly. But it needs to be addressed. They got senators, Warnock and Ossoff. This is what they need to need to get out here and find out what's going on. It's your district. These people need to definitely reach out to them to get them active to find out what's going on, because people of color can't keep sitting around. Listen, it's a matter of time for it happening to you. Anybody. Listen, on the streets, we're not safe. And it's not every police officer, but we pretty much lose our life. We can lose our life and our rights at a traffic stop. Any infraction. Politicians can be snatched and taken and sent to jail in an instant. It's war, and it's bad. And now when the people are looking at, hey, I don't stand a chance on the street. My elected officials don't have power when it comes down to when white people make decisions. The mayor we saw in the clip, gave him a letter for them to talk with him, and they all ignored the letter and said they go to the city manager. They're obeying the city manager, not the mayor. The city manager is not an elected official. The city manager is hired. And these people will learn. They keep thinking a city manager is a savior. You cannot control a city manager. That's the problem. He's not an elected official. The board is elected official as well as the mayor. You have a person inside running it, and they're not an elected official, and you can't stop them. The citizen don't tell him what to do. He does not answer to the citizen. Mm-hmm. All you need is a cricket board of 3 members out of 5 that sit around and agree with him, and they conspire together, and you can tear down an entire county. And that's what you see happening right in Camilla, another destructive program. It's just bad. But the issue I want to address looking at is how do we get these issues addressed? And this is what I don't get for black and white, anybody, Hispanic. We ain't just met each other last week. How long we been here? Everybody has been here too long for us to keep having these retarded indifferences about color. Mm-hmm. At what point do you grow up and mature? Oh, we don't want neighborhood, no blacks. You're a Nazi. You're a Jew. Get you a conversation. Get you some education. Where have you been in the world? People are everywhere of different ethnicities. Go ahead, sweetie.
Do you really think this is ever going to end?
Well, but I think I do believe this. The problem ain't the people that have, it ain't the people that are making the statement. The problem is that those of us that's talking who not willing to stand up and go headlong and get this stuff cut off. Just like Trump stuff, a lot of this is a matter of boycotting. You ain't got to fight. You ain't got to use language. You ain't got to go on the street cutting the food. We have to show our power in our dollars. We have to activate these organizations that we have. Look, Trump he fooled a lot of people. He's gotten in. Now he became dangerous because he's weaponized the judicial system. So you're not gonna get a whole lot. The judges are about the only thing you're gonna get a fight with. When they come down to FBI agents, he runs them. Even if they want to help, he controls them. Pam Bundy, who was his former attorney, she's the attorney general. So she said hands off to anyone in the organization, she controls them. Then you got Patel. That was another one of the attorneys that was handling his case. He's over the FBI. So you're pretty much looking at how they have strategically checkmate everybody. Like any of those people, like Elon Musk, give it some time. Elon Musk is going to have some criminal investigation. I assure you he has criminal investigations coming. And that's scary that we're living in America. You have a right to voice your opinion. You have a right to disagree or to agree. You have a right to your opinion. You do not have a right to put your hands on people. You ain't got no right to shoot nobody because you don't like them. You ain't got no right to lock up somebody because of their color, to hate them. That is your personal problem issue. Deal with it. But you don't have the right to infringe on another person's rights. Unfortunately, this man hadn't caught on to this yet. That is not your job. You're not a king. America does not have a king. They elect a politician to do the business of the people. And when you can't do the business of the people, it's time for you to move on. You're a detriment. The budget is a mess. You got rid of all these people to create a terrible bill that's going to disenfranchise more people, going to take the deficit higher. It's a mess. And all these Republicans that support this and see you're getting rid of rights. That's a problem. You're taking away the rights of the people. You wiped out all these jobs. People, some of these jobs are essential. I agree with some of the stuff, the budgets he cut. We were paying for homosexual magazines to go to countries. I agree. I still agree. I don't agree with it. You ain't getting a dime. You want to be homosexual, write your own book.
Right.
You don't need to send no condoms. I don't go along with sending condoms to America. Why would I go along with sending condoms to Gaza? Man, they bumming. Y'all got time to have sex? No, I don't agree with that. If it's a need, they would listen. Somebody will chip in there. Man, that's a rubber. We give away rubbers get them free condoms at them free rubbers condom over there from the little health clinic that folks ain't using. We ain't paying for no rubbers. Are you crazy?
Right.
Some of the stuff makes no sense. No sense. Paying for homosexual to have you're a criminal, you're in prison, and we get rid of your right to vote, we get rid of your right to own a gun, we take so many rights from you, but yet we're gonna give you the right that we're gonna pay for you to have a sex change. Just stupid.
And they mad over it. They mad over about their own passports. I think now would be a good time for me to play one video about how they having all these drama attacks because they mad because their passport has been changed to reflect the biology of what they were born. Let's take a close look at this video.
In case you're wondering what it's like.
His mute is on.
Can't hear it.
We're telling him the same thing. He can't hear it. He listened to it on his
Zaya
side.
Persian, a trans social media influencer.
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration, I just got my new passport in the mail and they changed the gender to male.
Zaya Persian, a trans social media influencer, says she tried to renew her U.S. passport with her updated gender marker before President Trump's executive order, which defines sex strictly as male or female, based on biological traits at birth.
I've put in so much time and effort into my personal journey, and it should be my right, after everything I've been through, to have the gender that I am now reflected on my documentation.
Persian submitted her documents, which she says identified her as female, but when she received her passport days later, her gender was marked male, the one she was assigned at birth.
It came with a letter as well that says that my sex was corrected based on previous records. Yeah. It's really just like a punch in the face after, all the work I've done and how much I've gone through already as a trans person, just to feel normal in my body and everything. At first I wanted to cry. It was like a feeling of numbness, but that's exactly what they want me to do. They want us to be scared and to crumble back in fear. Yeah, there's that big ugly M. It definitely puts me in danger when it comes to traveling abroad. There's so many countries where it's illegal to be trans completely. So having this on my passport now makes my options limited of where I can travel. Because when you look at someone like me and then you see that they sent me a passport that says male, it's just like, girl, it doesn't make sense.
CNN reached out to the State Department for comment on Zaya's case, and a spokesperson said, "It is the policy of the United States to acknowledge only two sexes, male and female, and they are not changeable." Persian says she is now being represented by the American Civil Liberties Union and is considering a lawsuit.
When you give a community of people the rights that they fought decades for, you can't just take that back and not expect a fight till the end. We've always been here, and we're damn sure not going anywhere anytime soon. In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under this new administration,
That's I am sick. This is one more I sent you, didn't it? Your phone is on mute. You're on mute.
I've been having big time technical issues over here. Computer froze up again. I'm on mute. It's a lot going on. These folks out here watching. They y'all trying to stop us. We can't be stopped. Yeah.
That's right. That's
You gotta put yet on the end. Cause Michael Jackson talking about he couldn't be stopped. You saw it happen to him.
Don't talk about Michael Jackson. Oh, wait.
Wow.
No.
That is absolutely ridiculous. What y'all think about that? From a female perspective, yeah, what y'all females think about that?
We is I'm remember.
You guys excuse my pastor. He was not paying attention.
Nah, he asked y'all what y'all thought about, didn't it?
Oh, okay. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, the mess that we were in before, where they were allowed to change their gender, it was just ridiculous to me. So now they got all this medication and they are looking like women, and they're going back to the original state, which they're supposed to be, and now it's a complete mess because the boy looks like a woman to me. I mean, I don't know. I can't really tell the difference. Looks like a woman, but it's just a big
straight man. All of that just show you right there the look. It ain't the look, it's what's in the heart and on the inside, what makes a person. You this is the thing what people don't realize. Being a woman is not just the look. Being a woman is it's an inner working that makes a woman. Same thing with a man. It's not even just because you could take them. There are men because of certain accidents, incidents, have no penis. Does that mean they're not a man? No, because of the inner workings that it takes to be a man. It creates. I mean, it's the soul. A woman has a particular soul like a man. You can dress the outside. You can sew on, unstitch, cut on, whatever you want to do. You can't place that soul. That's why they always get themselves caught up. If you watch them, they always this. Just too much. You watch them, they give themselves away if you watch them. And much as they try, you just don't have it. You can tell yourself the lie. You can try to convince yourself it just ain't there. And as soon as you get that across to them, they realize that they're better off they'll be. As far as a man or woman want to be gay, I mean, hey, that's your problem. That's what you want to do. I don't agree with it. I won't ever agree with it. I don't think it makes any sense whatsoever. But hey, again, if that's what you want to do, if you don't come in my grass, cross over my gate, I mean, hey, you don't come to me with it. I'm not interested. You ain't pushing on me. That's your own little personal hang up business. But it's unfair for you to sit around and demand the same rights of a real birth woman. It's unfair for a woman to try to demand the real rights of a birth man. There are things as a man that you deal with mentally. In the inner workings of being a man, struggles, things that you do. When you say, I am a man, you know what it takes to go through that. Same thing with a woman. And for these people to think a surgery gives them that right, because you got a past gas feeling, no. This is another one. Let's see this one right here.
How to find out my dog.
Again, you just started with this beginning.
You guys, I just got my new passport, which you guys probably think I'm crying tears of happiness because my Uber driver stole my fucking Prada bag with my passport in it a month ago and refused to give it back. I told Uber I was gonna hang myself, and all they did was send me the suicide hotline. I finally got it after having to go through hell to find all my documents. And after all my fucking psychiatrist appointments, my court documents, waiting years to have my gender changed. When I was working at McDonald's, fucking dumb, shitty spray tan ass Trump just changed all the shit to make. And so trans people, if they lose their ID or they have an ID that's expired, it comes back their original gender, even if they have their social, their birth certificate, everything changed. And now I look hot, but it says fucking male. So not only am I an ugly fucking crier, but I for sure can't go to Dubai where I'll get arrested.
Oh, wow.
It says male. Even with a fucking $50,000 Gucci. And everything that I've got. This world is making no fucking progress. And this is why trans people end their lives and get beaten up and get detained at the airport and they'll never feel good enough.
Sicko.
It's so unfair.
That's good. And that's sick in itself. Just sick.
I'm saying, so white. I mean, you like you can't. Never mind. Just never mind. It's just you can go. I mean, it's not like you can't live if that's your concern. You just can't travel to
certain places.
It's sad. It's sick. You know, the fact, you know, man, y'all is crying, making a mess. You think, you know, what, you know, they'll Dubai them don't play that. You come down home and say you're going to jail. Yeah. I'm not playing. And they need to come out. Well, who you trying to go there and fool somebody, hope some rich Arab will marry them, and then you'll make somebody kill you. Tell people the truth. They want to marry you. You have your sex change. That's different. You ain't got, and you can't be, and no, you shouldn't be married. That's not right. A man and a woman should be married. I'll tell anybody, I don't care what no Supreme Court rule, they don't change it. Listen, right is right. A man should marry a woman should marry a man. I don't care how you feel. That's what it is, and that's how it's operated. You can't make kids. I don't care what sir they give you, you can't get pregnant. So you're not a man and you're not a woman. Just stop it.
Yeah.
Get your original tools and go back to work. They should have never even started that foolishness, man. It's sickening, man. Watch this guy, all this crying like this is how unstable. Listen, and it's just being honest. No one that has that tendency has a stable mental. Who does that? I told Uber, if he don't give me back my bag, I'm gonna kill myself. Who does that? It's called, I'm gonna call the police. You're a person, the person stole from me. Let me tell you why. Just picking up from between the story. You know why you don't see no police involved with that? Because that means they were fooling with that Uber driver. And that Uber driver took that. Why would it take it? Why would the driver take your stuff? Because you were fooling with that Uber driver. And that Uber driver realized that you was a done man.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna talk. I told Uber I was gonna kill myself, and Uber sent me to the suicide hotline. You show right there, you understand. The world makes no sense. This world, it ain't the world. You're not making sense. Why was it going to make sense out of you trying to be a woman? You a man. Everywhere you go, how can I help you, sir? I'm not. I don't care what. Yeah, I'm not calling no woman sir. I ain't calling no man ma'am. It ain't happening. So get over it. That's who he is. Go get your commando back. I got a commando. That's why I'm large and in charge. If you have a commando, you need to be in charge. Quit trying to be subservient. They don't like that. Hit them where it hurt. Is that right? So what's your say? Y'all quiet or what y'all think? He's saying the X chromosome is evident. I mean
talk to us, Dr. Joe.
You ain't said nothing. I just said something.
That's right.
But talk to us, Dr. Joe.
While we're here, I just want to say June is Men's Mental Health Month. And since we're talking about mental health, I do agree with Preacher. These people are mentally ill. They're men and they need help.
Yeah.
It's June is Men Mental Health, so go get help. That's and get your mental health together.
So
And they should be able to comment. They can speak. I don't know how they can speak out. Nobody can say nothing about them. We don't have to agree with them. Nobody's saying take you and kill you, nail you to a cross, go to the homosexual community. No, it's easy to cut off what you're doing. We don't accept. You go ahead and buy all the dresses and shoes you want to. How you doing, sir? Is everything okay, sir? And you'll start realizing you do like a fool. Sir. Excuse me, sir. Ma'am, how can I help you? I'm not a ma'am. I'm a sir. Okay. The tits are in the way, ma'am. You're not a sir. I mean, ain't no need to fight about it. We don't have to have no mother. Let's go beat up scissors. We ain't got to go beating up. Listen, this is what I say. A person opinion and what they want to do is their personal hang up. As long as kids ain't being involved, forcible rape, you ain't trying to push it on me or none of my kids, my grandkids. Don't come to my face with it and don't demand me to call you nothing because I ain't going to do it, okay? And we can live and we can be who we going to be. But if you're going to try to push it on me, then, man, I'm going to call you something and you going to get my kids, we going to have a real problem. Real problem. So I don't get it. I just think we just need to learn how to work together better. Leave the foolishness. Nobody with any brain is agreeing with it. No real woman is going to agree with no man coming on her side saying he just a man. Because it's an insult. So he's saying a man is just a better woman than you are. That's retarded. Ain't no woman can be. I don't care what she lift, what she pump, how many muscles she can put on, and Mrs. Olympia. You ain't no man. You know what I'm saying? I got mine at birth, baby. You know what I'm saying? I got mine.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what it is. I'm standing on my side of the fence. I ain't ambidextrous. I don't do men and women. Right. I'm with them women. Right. Right hand. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right. Women. Right. Yeah. Men. Wrong. Isn't that right? Straight right, ambidextrous. I don't switch here that bad. No. Come on, go left. No. Let me stay one way. One way. I'm been right. I ain't got time to fool around with that stuff. Y'all just need to know the truth. We don't agree with it. I'm a man. Why would I? This was dumb. As a man, why would I agree with that?
Right.
It's called gender dysphoria.
Yeah, they call it though. Now,
I seen Chelsea post a comment about that with Chelsea. You're right. It's called gender dysphoria. They got issues.
Well, that's
These technology that still get them a right to do it. It's not. It's just called irresponsibility. That's why you keep getting these clones. That's why I ain't used it this far. You went right. You fall right into the trap of when you get them a title, you get them an excuse.
That's my problem with diagnosis.
And they give them an excuse. Y'all just gave them an excuse. Y'all might well go get get them to get them the passport, change it. Don't get them the excuse. It ain't that tough. That's just you. That's your foolishness.
Yeah,
that's
because
what got a diagnosis. Stop. It don't have.
Once you give somebody a diagnosis, now we have to accept it because it's a medical term.
Correct.
And that's why I'm not.
Yeah.
Not everyone deserves a diagnosis because not everyone has that diagnosis. So, but by law, if somebody gets a medical diagnosis, you have to accept it.
Right.
So like bipolar, hey man, or something. Just get your behind and pay attention. Everybody, it's stuff like bipolar. Just stop it. You ain't got no money. How you gonna be bipolar?
Oh my God.
Isn't that right? Pay your bills. Isn't that right? You're too broke to be bipolar. Stop it. They keep taking up some of these people. Ain't that all this stuff? Let me tell you something. Ritalin, all this stuff, nothing but a joke. I'm not. He have attention deficit disorder. You give the kid a reading to get out the class. They got to get some counseling. Now you got to treat them a certain kind of way. You got to put them in a special classroom. It's called you need your behind whip. Whoop your behind, make you see. Yeah, there are some kids that do have mental illness and condition. But I'm sick of all these people. Now you done gave it a mom. You start you keep feeding this food and you giving people an excuse to be dumber and dumber. Y'all hear that? Check out the link right now and get a $10 discount for something. Also, y'all need to be hitting that like, hit that subscribe, hit that cash out. I didn't give me something
All right,
free.
Tula, how much money we got in the bank, Tula?
If I can't get no free
paid. I can't keep putting all this stuff on my credit card. I'm gonna have to pay with credit card note at some point, y'all. So we got to make certain we put money on that cash up, Tula.
Yeah, I want to give me some make love draw with the butt cheek cut out of them. Otherwise, I gotta get my other one. Just let them keep wearing out. Just gotta keep wearing them and don't wash it to the seat part wear out. Y'all send the money. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do it. Don't make me do like Haywood and stop taking baths. He told me too. He said, first of all, I want you to quit lying on me. I said, what? Haywood, he told me, yeah, I'm gonna call his name, but the guy Haywood, he said, yeah, don't be lying on me. I'm tired of you lying on me. I was like, what? I said, because I was hurt. I was like, man, I don't want to lie. Yeah, you been lying to me. Tell me I don't take baths. Tell me I stopped taking baths. I'm like, what? He said, yeah. He said, first of all, I never took baths. I said, okay. I need to clear that up then. I'm sorry. He never take baths. So I want to say he never took a bath. He was born, he said, just shot him out the door. I'm sorry, I decayed. He a gorilla. But other than that, what else we got?
Man, we got one more.
All right, before you do that, one more, let me say this. For the people on the side, are you guys willing to call these representatives? Also, and what's the other one over there? Dr. King, old church guy. One. And we demand, we tell them we want them to get involved and put an investigation to find out what's going on down there. I mean, that's all we want to know. We want to know what's going on. These people need to know that there are people out here that care. We need whites, black, Hispanics, Chinese, and we don't need to make this. It don't need it. We need to address it because it's an issue that involves us, but other people need to get involved because we need to also support them. We got to start supporting each other. We're gonna make a difference.
I would definitely need to have more information on what happened.
That's why exactly.
Because I don't know if they did it or not. They could have very well done it. I don't know. I don't have no information. So
well, that's what I'm saying. But let me say this. If we got people to ask to find out, that will give us the opportunity to know. That's what I'm saying. We need to find out what's going on. Let's find out what's going on down here. What's going on down here, Camilla? We got to start doing something other than just sitting by, y'all. Nothing's changing for us. If things going to get better, they got to know we got to become proactive. Trump runs the president, the federal government, state of Georgia is ours. We running right for us. We got to get him to defend, become proponent. If we put the light on Camilla, Georgia got to change. You can see they changing already. They got a black male twice. So it's letting you know voice of people saying, well, listen, it's not easy. Just because you elect one black person for it takes time. You got to put other people in positions. Like they learn to give up a certain position because they realize they still run the bank. They don't care. They're like, I still run the bank. And that's the problem. We got to get people now who care about being fair, being honest, who going to get there. Go, look, he put the information. I'm expecting y'all guys to get involved. Tell them you saw the issue. You saw the video on there. One fact, let me tell you what we do. Those out here get information. We can also hit them with that video. They got all them guys got Twitter, X account. They got X account. They got Instagram accounts. They got other accounts too. They can be reached and call them to let them know. We would like them to have somebody look into it. Let's find out what happened. Is this a real situation? Is this something where they get? I'm highly doubt whatsoever that they actually done it. But by chance that they did, we need to know if it's true or not. And just ask them, is this something they can look into? Matter of fact, we're telling them as citizens, as voters, we would like for you to look into this, please, and get back with us on letting us know whether this is a legitimate case. Is this just a situation where we still deal with ongoing prejudice, racism in these states? Then we get the governor involved. Whatever got to be done, let these people know, listen, do your job. That's all we're telling you. Let's make sure they're not. People shouldn't have to live in terror of these people. Whites shouldn't have to live in terror of blacks. Blacks shouldn't have to live in terror of whites. Hispanics shouldn't have to live in terror of whites, and blacks shouldn't live in terror of Hispanic. Hispanics shouldn't live in terror of blacks. And no, it shouldn't happen. We all live here together. We all inhabit Earth. Don't talk about America, Mexico, or Honduras, or nowhere. Let's talk about facts. This is Earth. We all live here. We need to learn how to get along. They love to respect each other, not to kill each other. But that's me. Go ahead. What you had, love, doctor?
No, I think on that note, that got about everything. Wow, it's just amazing. And,
it's scary.
And goodness, man, a lot going on out here in these streets.
Mm-hmm. And now.
We talk. Listen, folks, y'all know what we can do. We can get out here and we can make a difference. We can put some headline. We put some what? Listen, Rashad has some. He got people watching and he put it out there. We don't need people just watching, getting view. Oh, getting view. No, we need to get action. We need to challenge people. If you know about it, you see it. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And we need to address it. So they're trying to do that. I thought you had one more video you had to play.
You know what? That's my saying for tonight. What are you going to do? That's right there.
That was preacher right there. No, don't do that.
Man, he do. Let me tell you something.
No, that's my saying. That's my saying right there. Well, what are you going to do? That's the truth. You know, when I was coming up, we had something called McGruff. Y'all heard McGruff? It was an old dog McGruff. He say, "Take a bite out of crime."
Oh boy. Why he bite you? You should have been ate up because definitely your looks are criminal. Ain't that right?
You remember that preacher, take a bite out of crime? McGruff, the crime dog.
Let me mention something. Anything you remember, okay, remember I was older than you. I would know it better than you would, okay? I'm very
I ain't know if you used to ignore them kind of commercials. Turn that commercial off. It get paranoid. Y'all turn it off.
It didn't bother me. I'm trying to make sure I ain't get bit. All I'm trying to do when I was in the street, make sure I ain't get bit. So it didn't bother me. And all right, getting bit for me, getting caught. How the people on the side? How y'all doing sideline? Y'all mighty quiet over there tonight. Well, y'all say something y'all talk about. Y'all see
how y'all feel? How y'all feel? Weigh in.
Listen, it's time for a change, people. Listen, hey, just letting people know how important it is for us to work together. We have some people, and they work, strategize, and I appreciate them researching every day, looking over things, and shooting information back, and they work hard. 247,000 people applied for unemployment this week.
Wow,
that's the highest on a week. 247,000. That's the highest number they had in over 8 months. Now, in 8 months, what other president was in their office?
Mm-hmm.
So with him being in office, the job market was better. It's because he got rid of a lot of people, closing down programs. Yes, a lot of things should have been ended, but there's a way to do it where you don't become critical. What you did, you left America critically injured because it was kind of irresponsible and reckless the way, and it ain't when Trump more than you have to look at the people that advised him. A lot of time he does take a lot of heat and people need to be practical. It's the people that advise him to get him to believe it's a good idea because they all have their self-ambition agendas. All the people who brought around him, Linda McMahon too with the school thing. Her husband, Vince, we know Vince is a criminal and he's going to pardon Vince. Vince is looking to go to prison. The second time he's been caught up in a scandal. Remember the wrestler that died that jumped from the top of the thing and the belt came, because he was telling Vince.
Bret Hart.
He was telling him he did not want to do the skit. He didn't like that, having a girlfriend, because he said he was married. He did not like that whatsoever. So Hulk Hogan turned federal state evidence on it, about them making him take steroids. Yep, that was years ago. Yeah, that's why he left there. He went to a different wrestling because he testified against Vince and talked about he had to have security. Hold on. That wasn't me. That was you nasty. You got a little nasty joker. You gonna holler some Tony. Good way I got a grown man for it. That was disgusting.
What y'all talking about?
If you had some kind of dignity, fake looking Usher, you sat there and did that. You look like Usher. You like the pop, but he like the pop.
Hot Mike.
Good.
That is so
Oh my! Somebody said, "Oh my."
I know
Y'all know what that mean. That means about that time.
I know that doodoo, but let me say that doodoo. This is why we really need to start working together. People on this show, what we want to do. Let me kind of strategize on some things. We need to start looking at what we can work on and create. You know, just coming here talking is one thing and giving you news and information, but we need to become effective with what we need to do. As y'all can see with the whole end with politics, we looked at it. As soon as we get into politics, they start arresting us. They start trying to silence us. They start letting us see they got other codes. They knew we were coming, so they set ways up to block us. When they had the seats position, they had power. We get the seats, we have no voice. So now we got to start working on controlling the dollars. So what I'm proposing to you guys, if you guys are willing to work together, we need to work together. It needs to be Black, Hispanic, it needs to be white, it needs to be Indian, Chinese, it needs to start working together. Why?
What's wrong? Oh, the echo.
The baboon went and put the show back up again, and that's why I reverb. You see it down in the screen. I had to put it on silent to stop it. So anyway, we need to work on putting.
That's not what that was doing.
I just put it on silent. That's how I stopped.
But when that's not that. I know what I was doing. I did that intentionally. I was setting for something.
Okay.
That's what I got to do, and I got to play add the next outro.
Okay, I just see when I said you don't see. I had to silence it again because you don't know what you're doing. It just seems like you think you know what you're doing. So how did I stop it? Exactly, because you wound up putting the show back up again. See. How's this gonna work when it's reverbing? He needs a slap, don't it? She said, "Ask him."
Reverb is on your end. Ain't no reverb on this end. I don't hear no reverb.
Ask them later that they hear the reverb.
Yes.
I don't hear no reverb at all.
Cause it's gone.
Cause Richard muted.
No, it's gone. That's all of
It's gone now. He took it down. He had the show.
I took it down. Whenever I play the outro music, I have to bring that on. But I just stopped the whole thing. I'm not gonna play the outro music.
No, we're gonna play it. We never had that happen before, but some reason it's reverb.
I always do the same thing, but my computer's messing up. If that's the case, if you hearing the reverb, because I don't hear anything on my end, everything sounds fine on my end.
You know what that tells me? It's something in his brain that should tell him something going on. That nozzle is off.
That's why I said I'm not going to play the music because it creates a reverb. So that's why I said I'm not going to play it. Whenever I try to play it, you say you hear reverb.
But you can't hear the reverb.
I don't hear the reverb on my end. You say that y'all hear, so that's why I'm not going to play it.
No, it ain't what I said. Dr. Joe, don't you hear
Either way, I can't hear it on my end. So if it's happening, I can't hear it.
We know. Look, I'm telling you where it starts at. It's in the mind.
Two mics and a mind.
No. Your sick mind. No, but no, we definitely go ahead.
Diddy trial this week?
Who?
Anything happened in Diddy trial?
Yes. I had sent him the thing to put up that. Send it over.
Hey, it's about my time. I'm about to head on out. You can go ahead and play it, Smitty.
No,
you already heard what I got going on. You know what time my bowel movement is.
Man, again, you'll mess out a whole testament. Hold on, Joe.
Hey, here's what I tell you about the Diddy trial before I left.
No, just wait. Just play this right quick, real brief. Just come on, stank. These are 2 videos. Play one for I don't know. Okay,
Smitty, come on, play them. I know his videos. It'll be 30 minutes.
Okay, just whatever. Just two of them send these over right quick. I know it was something I thought I sent more to the thread. I'm sending to you just right quick. And you play the first one right here.
Okay.
And the next one, the first one with the lady face. Second one is with the guy. It was short. Here's a short, quick. It take for it. He keeps saying the same thing over and over. The first one, lady. Second one now will show you what happened with just address that. It would go. If you had to go and you gotta maybe make you taller. Maybe all that mess of you holding you down. So Whatever you need to do to get yourself so you can get the
Y'all hilarious.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
You can wait.
Yeah. We still a hobby. You ain't worth nothing, but you know what I'm saying?
Well, I hob y'all too, and y'all keep standing.
Love Doctor. Somebody said squeeze them cheeks.
Please, if
I
you
don't
do
know what that means.
If you do, he's gonna make.
I want to say a special shout out
if he
to
squeeze his cheek, he got his drawers
Ian.
now. He's gonna make a butterfly on them.
I want to spend a special shout out to my number one fans, Ian and Jordan. And I also wanted to send a special nice to meet you, Andrew. I don't know. I seen Andrew in the chat room a little earlier. I don't know if Andrew's still out there, but it's definitely nice meeting you. He's a country fella, and he's more country than y'all. I couldn't believe it. He was more country than y'all. I met y'all. Y'all say y'all have country pumpkins.
It was nice meeting you, Andrew.
Y'all mistreat the man so bad. Talking about two the time he better have security, get guarded, protected for his life. The poor man.
Yeah, and I'm here. I'm glad that him and Lady V that they was able to act civilized and be cordial.
They became best friends and everything.
Didn't they? I don't think he gonna go down like that.
No. He said they settled it.
That's good. Good for them.
He said, "Doctor,
they settled it indeed."
What was? What I wanted for Lissa want to know, why was we able to hear you fart? Do you have a mic on your behind? That was disgusting.
See, I don't know what I didn't know if y'all could. Well, first of all, can you prove that? Because I don't like being accused of anything.
I mean, it's recorded.
It's
3 other people on here now.
But we know
women, they were real quiet.
No, thank you. No, sir.
It wasn't me. I guarantee you that.
She said, "Woo, air." That was air. She loved it. When I pay gas, nasty dog. When she do it, it's air.
Y'all ain't no good.
They do say that they did a study and they say that when you fart in front of your partner, it means that you love them.
Ew.
Hob, y'all.
No, your partner. We're not your partner.
We ain't hold on. Y'all know what he think. We're not your partner. You go down and find your wife.
Hold on.
You go there and fart with your wife. We're not your partner.
Go show her love.
and keep it and go make a butterfly in your drawers. Squeeze your butt cheek, let it go on your drawers, you'll see the little big fat. Yeah, look at it. So the guy put it up right quick. Yeah, he might have go. Man, please don't grunt with it. He making me sick on the
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Come on. You don't play it. Play the one short. Both of them short.
I'm gonna try.
Dude, I spend time with you. I go through the operation, show you everything. I spend a lot of time with you.
Hold on.
You don't do your homework, do you? I see what these teachers going through. Now I can feel these teachers. I've been teaching. She just it ain't that I can't teach it. She can't learn.
Yeah, I heard my pastor say. He said, "I agree. We fought over here. No shame." That's what I'm talking about.
Wow.
We just didn't want to smack, but love Dr. Poole. He's short, so they them tiger bomb. Them things blow up, man. Goodness. Them little miniature fart, they'll hurt you bad.
He has a whole speaker on his back.
No, that's that reverb on his phone.
Well, no, that's your behind. All right, let's see what she say.
Testifying right now is a woman named Brianna Bongolan. She's 33 years old and says she met Cassie back in 2013, 2014, and said they are still close friends today. Early on in her testimony, she said that in September of 2016, Combs held her over a 17-story balcony and threw her onto balcony furniture. She described having bruises on the back of her leg as a result and neck pain, and said to this day, she still suffers from night terrors and screams in her sleep. She also described being close with some of the people we've already heard from who testified, like Mia, Carrie, Deontay, and said that a lot of times Cassie and all 3 of those people would hang out together, and they did drugs, smoke marijuana, do cocaine, ketamine. The prosecution asked Bongolan if Combs ever threatened her, and she described being at a photo shoot in 2016, and she said Combs got very close to her and said, quote, "I'm the devil, and I can kill you."
Too.
She said she doesn't know why he said that, and then the prosecutor asked her, why did you continue to hang around him and Cassie? And she said she didn't know. But what also happened before her testimony is that there was a forensic expert who verified that the video from 2016 inside the Intercontinental Hotel where we see Combs hit and drag Cassie is authentic. The defense took issue with this because there were time lapses. So they spent a lot of time asking this forensic expert, Frank Piazza, to explain why that was. And his explanation for those time lapses, he said, is because they were motion activated cameras that don't always register every single movement. Testifying right now is a woman named
Let's see the other one right quick. That's good. Let's see the other one. Yeah, I heard her testimony. Let's see what the next video say right quick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to talk about Tory Lane though. Yeah, come on now. We'll get to them there. He still got time. Hey, listen, he's playing Rock Nation.
You see this? Oh wait.
Two, you did a great job.
Wait on, please.
Yeah, you know, doodle man.
Where we at? Let's see. Oh, it don't say share screen on here. Oh yes, it does. Sorry.
It is. That cane must be watered down. Here it is.
You hearing it here first? Oh no! Stop that! I know who that dude is.
Just let him finish. He gonna.
That man talks so slow.
Well, just let him say what he's gonna say. We ain't gonna be no long.
The whole balcony story is a lie. Nicole Westmoreland out of Atlanta, Georgia, who works with Brian Steele, just got Brianna. What's her name? Brianna on the stand to admit
no, we ain't gonna watch
that
all that.
the
Just
whole
wait.
story was a lie. Share this video. Breaking news. Breaking news.
You just need the first couple of
Breaking
minutes.
news.
He'll tell you why.
Breaking news. What's her name? Hold up, let me get her name.
I told you he's slow.
Okay, just let him finish.
The whole balcony story is a lie.
Whenever you see a grown man with a tie on that long, you know something wrong with it.
All right, well, just listen.
Share this video.
Yeah. I just want you to hear the one part where he's gonna tell you why it's fake.
What's
That's
her
all.
name? Hold on.
He should have, took notes.
Brianna Bunglin. Share this video. The whole story is a lie. Puffy was in New York City for the Bad Boy Tour starting on September 24th through the 29th. He was staying at the Trump International Hotel. Go put that in the comment section. Brianna Bunglin. Cassie's lawsuit is a fraud.
See that?
Brianna's lawsuit is a fraud. The whole balcony incident never happened. Cassie, in her lawsuit, says the balcony incident happened on September 26, 2016. Brianna Bunglin, in her civil suit, said that the balcony incident happened on September 26, 2016. They just pulled up a hotel receipt. Puffy checked into the Trump International Hotel. Put the hotel in the comment section.
That made no sense.
He checked in the hotel September 24th, 2016. He checked out September 29th, 2016. On September 25th, keep in mind, yesterday I told you, Brianna Bunglin testified under oath that her and Cassie were comparing notes. Yo, let's say that it happened at an apartment. What you want to say happened at a hotel? Who was there? Let's say Tiffany Red was there. Now let's say they manufactured the whole story. Share this video. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Share this video.
That good. Now I just wanted people so they could see that for themselves, just to see everybody putting and Puffy. I'm sure he's guilty of some things. He's not innocent, but just so people just see She was busted the day when she told that lie, which really stunned the crowd. You know, the audience in that day, they said was really stunned. Because I heard this morning she testified that he hung her over a balcony, then threw her into the furniture. So when they got back up, they had receipts to show where he was, and that just shot her story. She agreed. Yeah, and the attorney, which they hired a female black attorney, they said she told her, is it possible for him to be in two places at one time? And she said, no. He wasn't there. So Cassie also put the same thing in her lawsuit that it happened, that he settled on. So now Cassie can be sued for lying, because once you've been caught lying, that shoots everything in the foot. Her whole testimony, you really got to throw it out. Just to know that she's been tied, because they're going to probably pull her. I figured she was going to be called back. I didn't think it was going to be over to Cassidy. She going to holler about that baby, but they're going to get her. I can see them. Yeah, they're going to need to call her back, because in her suit, she said that it happened. And you were paid. Now you're going to come back and you got to tell the truth. And you got to admit you lied. That means if you lie about that, how can we believe everything else? You got the video getting beat, but okay, we can see that. But you also, that girl also testified, her and some other people without Sean, they were all doing drugs on their own. She claimed in her original testimony that she was doing the drugs because of him. But those people all still hung out and got high together. Remember, she just talked about cocaine, marijuana, everything. So that's not Sean. You can't put that on Puffy. You married one of the guys you were doing the sex thing with. So you ain't changed. You still doing it like you told him. You just want to do it with your husband. Mm-hmm. So you married one of the freak off guys. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's not hard. But anyway, please, somebody named Prime Time. They want to know. They want you to share the video, y'all. Look, tell them that we can get the link from. I don't know if y'all can put it in now. Somebody want the video.
Oh, link. Come on, what we just did. Let me see.
We're trying to put it in now for you and get it. We definitely appreciate y'all. We know Love Daughter got to go. We appreciate the other guy. Yeah, he taught his shirt too big. Everything. He just need to slow down. He wrote all that stuff and he didn't really have nothing to say. But he wanted to break that, that came up, that she was exposed, that it was a fraud.
All I tell you is that Diddy is going to jail and the man is guilty.
He's not gonna get convicted for that. Because remember,
no. The reason being is that what I learned is his trial is very confusing to watch. And what's confusing about it is the things he's being charged on ain't necessarily the things that's being headlined. For instance, all that stuff that dude is talking about, Diddy not being charged on that stuff. He's not being charged on rape. There was one video that I saw that actually does a great job of explaining what he's actually being charged on.
We know he's charged with, but the problem is, Dwayne, those people that are testifying are witnesses to the racketeering charges. So if I catch you lying on your statements, how can you be a witness on testifying?
So can I answer that question? There's like a 5-minute video that I saw earlier today, and it did the best summary of actually what's going on. This guy right here is an actual lawyer. So he's going through things, breaking it down from the actual legal perspective. I think he did a great job from all the different videos that I watched to actually explain the charges. I'm not going to play the whole video. I'm going to make it short.
Well, no, we play 5 minutes in 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's not.
Where it is the 4th week of the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial.
It was about the money. 2 witnesses taking the stand talking about just that in the sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy trial against Sean Diddy Combs.
All right, welcome to week 4 of the Sean P. Diddy Combs trial, and it's getting crazy. All right, welcome to my ongoing coverage of the Sean P. Diddy Combs racketeering trial.
The term racketeering is a catch-all that describes all of the mob's illegal activities, from extortion and loan sharking to union infiltration and murder. But rather than tying these crimes to an individual mobster, RICO ties them to a corrupt organization. An organized crime family. If prosecutors can prove the head of this organization, the boss of the family, is aware of and sanctions the street-level crimes, they'll finally have the ability to go after him.
Now, as I said earlier, we are in week 4 of this trial, and it looks like P. Diddy is headed to a real conviction here. Now, because this is a law channel, I want to start with this chart. This chart lists the charges in the indictment that P. Diddy is facing. Those charges are kidnapping, arson, bribery, witness tampering, forced labor, sex trafficking, prostitution, and drug distribution. Now, as the indictment says, you have to prove that defendant P. Diddy agreed to conspire to commit 2 of these racketeering acts. So essentially, they got to show that Puffy conspired to commit 2 out of these 8, and then RICO is on the table. So now that we understand where these 8 charges came from, only needing 2 to stick, I took those 8 charges and put them in another chart alongside the witnesses who've testified to some of the elements necessary for the government to prove these crimes. So let's go through it. Kidnapping, 13A. Capricorn Clark testified that she was kidnapped, and Cassie Ventura backed up her story. So those 2 witnesses testified to the kidnapping. For 13B, arson, we have Kid Cudi's car. Capricorn Clark also spoke to that. We got the Los Angeles Fire Department and the LAPD who are also involved. And again, Cassie Ventura also gave testimony about Kid Cudi's car being blown up. Now, when we talk about 13C, which is bribery of a witness, we got Carrie Morgan and Israel Flores. Israel Flores worked at the hotel where the video was taken of Cassie being beaten by Diddy. Israel said that he was offered some cash by Diddy to not say anything. But today we had another witness testify that guess what? He was actually offered some money too.
What Eddie Garcia said happened is that Combs' assistant at the time, Christina Coram, reached out to him and she wanted to know what was on this tape. They wanted to get a hold of it. She said that Combs had been intoxicated. He didn't remember what had happened, and she wanted to know what they were dealing with.
So he comes in for a shift. He gets a call from Combs' assistant and says, hey, we really want to see that video. We know it was this, that, and the other. And he said, no, you can't. I can't show it to you. You got to talk to management. Then that assistant shows up at the hotel, says that she wants to speak to him. He goes down. In person, again, explains, I can't give you the video. I can't show you the video. But according to his testimony, he tells her it's not good. He then goes back up and gets another call from the assistant who puts Combs on the phone.
So this is just a barrage.
It is a barrage. He then, Combs makes it very clear that he's worried about this video. He says he sounds nervous. He says, you've got to talk to my manager. Well, then they call back again and say, we spoke to the manager. He's agreed to $50,000. And this security guard takes a USB to an apartment address where Combs is, where his security guards are, where this assistant is. And he is handed a brown paper bag with $100,000 in cash. And he has to sign an NDA.
In that moment.
In that moment. And that's how, and assurances that it was the only copy of the video.
That this is the end of this transaction.
That's exactly right. And he says Combs repeatedly calls him his angel. And it's great that he's doing this. But we have to be on the same page, according to his testimony. Sort of a riveting idea and an insight into the fact that Combs knew how bad it was, according to this testimony today on the stand, and wanted to get his hands on it because, in his words, it was potentially going to ruin his career, is what he said.
So from today's testimony, we have another person under bribery of a witness. His name is Eddie Garcia. Then we also have to talk about witness tampering. Again, we got the people who were bribed, plus Regina Ventura, that's Cassie's mother. We got Capricorn Clark, Kid Cudi, and Mia. And if you think about it, if you're bribing a witness, you're also tampering with that witness. So it kind of, you get a 2-for-1 for that. Then we also have forced labor. Mia, Cassie Ventura, George Kaplan, and Deontay Nash. Now, forced labor for Mia and Cassie is those we've got to be up for 24 hours. We can't get any sleep. We're forced to work days in a row, especially for Cassie because she did say she wanted to leave some of those places and she wasn't allowed to leave. The freak-offs were mandatory, not optional. Next, when it comes to sex trafficking, we have the who's who of people. We got Cassie Ventura and Mia, who are really the subjects of the sex trafficking, Cassie more so. And then you had Israel Flores, because remember, he was saying that she was trying to leave and she couldn't leave because she was being beat up at the hotel. That's the security guard. Daniel Phillips, who is one of the prostitutes. David James, George Kaplan, Deontay Nash, Morales, and the Punisher, Shiara Haynes. Now, these were the witnesses who talked about how they either had sex with Cassie, she didn't want to be there was force involved. For instance, when She wanted to leave one of the freak offs. She was beaten. There's a lot there for the sex trafficking. But these are all the witnesses that have spoken to some of the elements of sex trafficking the government's trying to prove. Next, we get the prostitution, which I'm going to tell you, I think this is a home freaking run for the government because 13G is transporting prostitutes across state lines to have sex. And Daniel Phillips and Shara Haynes, the Punisher, both said that they were traveling across state lines to have sex with Cassie Ventura in different places, all paid for by Sean Combs. Also, you got George Kaplan and Frederick, who was a manager at one of the hotels. They all testified to the quote-unquote freak-offs that occurred across various states. And last but not least, we have drug distribution, which people get confused about because supplying drugs to people at parties is distributing drugs. It's a little different because you don't have to sell them, but when you're giving them out, it's just as bad. And you got Cassie Ventura, David James, the agent who found drugs in one of the raids, George Kaplan and Capricorn Clark, and many others also talked about there being drugs at the freak-offs and the parties and all this other stuff. So drug distribution seems to be another home run when for the government to only need 2 of these charges, 2 out of 8 of these things to really stick, you're looking at some real problems for the diddler. Along with those damaging witnesses, we also had Derek Ferguson, and he was the CFO of Bad Boy Entertainment. Now, he testified on the connection between Combs' businesses and these freak-off sex trafficking things. Specifically, how employees were reimbursed for their expenses with corporate cards. Several Combs assistants had testified about purchasing so-called freak-off essentials at Combs' behest.
On direct, where Ferguson is now testifying about a $20,000 transaction that came in from Cassie Ventura's father. Now, this makes us look back to Cassie Ventura's mother's testimony, where she was asked by Combs for $20,000 in exchange for not putting out explicit videos of Cassie, and because she thought Combs was going to hurt her if he did not receive that $20,000. So there you have a business transaction through the company that links directly back to what would be considered illegal conduct. And that's why this might have started off a bit slow, but that type of link speak to the prosecution's case where they say Combs' businesses are really just fronts for this criminal enterprise. And so I'm seeing that link start to come to fruition where I'm understanding more about the prosecution's criminal enterprise.
Now, real talk, I just don't see how this guy's going to get off from this. There may be some miracle jury verdict that I'm just not expecting. But when you look at this chart, it just seems like they got him for RICO. Now, you may not believe the sex trafficking, you may not believe 1 or 2 of these charges, but for sure, the transportation of prostitutes across state lines, 13G, check. Drug distribution, 13H, check. Forced labor, witness tampering, bribery of a witness. How many witnesses have come and said we were bribed? They got like 3 other people who they haven't brought up yet, who are also given money. Arson, kidnapping. And there's this understanding out there in the public that I think I need to clear up. They don't have to prove Diddy did this stuff. They just have to prove that Diddy was aware of it and sanctioned it. So that gives him even more liability on the RICO end. So as we continue to move through week 4, my prediction is Diddy is going to jail for a long time. He's looking at a minimum of a decade in prison. And as a 50-something-year-old man, he's probably not going to be out till after he's collected Social Security because these charges are unbelievably serious. So tell me where you disagree in the comment section. If you think Diddy's going to walk and you believe these charges are bogus, let me know. I want to hear your reasoning because as of right now, Diddy looks like he's going to jail. Now, don't forget, like, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Ed the Lawyer, and I'm going to see you in the next one.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yeah. Well, I hear Ed, but again, with the RICO, the problem going to be you got to prove whether other people involved.
So that's another deception. The other deception of the trial is there's several people involved. There's several co-defendants. Diddy is the number one. He's the sealed defendant number one. All the other co-defendants have reached immunity agreements where they're actually pleading against him. So those people on that list that he went over, those are the co-defendants who are also guilty of crimes. They signed a deal that if they testify against him, then they get immunity.
And that's why the lawyers gonna argue because they're gonna have also the issue of looking at some of your witnesses have lied. They've been caught in damn lies. So when you've been caught in a lie, you can't say, okay, I lied about that, but it's the truth. That's what's gonna hurt Cassie on her statement. You know, her mom and them saying stuff. You gotta go back and look at this. If she rehearsed it with that girl and they rehearsed it, that means the other people rehearsed it too. So it's gonna be a lot of things that's gonna be a kick out when they say they don't see why. Honestly, either way it go. I mean, you know, you live a dirty life, you know, you played a dirty game. It was disgusting, you know, you and the men, all this rubbing semen. But hey, that's your disgusting, filthy life. She's a filthy woman. They can look at her all she wanted because she had no kids. She's a very disgusting, filthy woman. That's just bottom line. And people need to look at that and stop just call her a victim because she was doing things too. She bought into the world of the drugs. She said, oh, he put on, okay. At some point, let's go where people make choices too. If you were able to leave and go, you had a boyfriend, you were there. They on the car thing about him bombing the car. They clearly have told him they found a woman fingerprints on that car. He said he asked him about it. Yeah, there was a woman fingerprints on that car. His girlfriend, when he was messing with Cassidy, he had a girlfriend.
Oh.
She could have very well did that. They said when they did get fingerprints out of the car, it was a female. So he asked him, and he said he asked Combs about that. He said Combs told me if Combs that crazy about her, he came to Combs' house. They talked. Combs offered water. He said he told her, I like you, do some stuff together. He said, man, you know, Cassie, my girl. I mean, you is crazy. Why you just didn't kill him when he was at your house? Why you didn't kidnap him? He said he can't. He talked. He said, he asked Combs about his car. He said, what car? He said, I don't know nothing about a car.
Right.
He told me he didn't know nothing about it. He said he looked surprised. He didn't know nothing about his car. So again, Cassie gave him his phone. Cassie set that whole thing up about him and Kid Cudi, gave him his address. That's what he was saying. Cassie gave him this stuff. So it's a lot of moving parts. Again, no, he shouldn't have been beating on her. I'm not saying that because she was drinking, but let's just be honest. This is a whole filthy world, and everybody at this point trying to get money. Just like, what was the purpose of you claim he held you over balanced and threw you, you bruised, and you lied? This is somebody's life. Just tell the truth. What did he do? I don't have a problem. Tell what he did. But to go lie on him and say, well, he did so much other stuff, like you just shot the whole case. If he goes to jail, he criminally wrong, let him go to jail. But don't lie on him. That's what I don't care. I don't care nothing about Sean Diddy calling one way or the other. I could care one way or the other. He's don't affect my life. But I don't agree with lying on nobody. I tell people, don't lie, just tell the truth. Right. Just tell the truth. The truth will get them. You got to say the lie on them. Your lie is gonna shoot everything in the foot. Once you start lying, you just messed the truth up.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you playing that. We'll see what happens. Other lawyers, bigger name lawyers, I don't know, they got into a big name lawyer. They've all agreed to no. They say he's not. They're like, they haven't proved the case. They're like, all you got is a dismoral man that's a sex fiend.
Let me ask you this. Do you think he's guilty of the drugs?
Well, y'all ain't drugs. Yeah,
all right. That's all they need.
Well, hold on for a minute. I said they all guilty of drugs. I'm saying that, but still, listen to me, okay? How you framing it though is with the RICO. I hear what he's saying. You're tying this to the RICO. When you're listening, when everybody testifying, you're not getting that. You're not getting killer hitmen he sent out. None that you're getting. You're getting these people here have. She called the people. She paid them. So how did she got to get immunity too? Because she paid the prostitutes.
Right.
Right, and that's the crazy part about it. The people who are committing the crimes with him, they're all now turned against him, and the government only wants to go after him. They do have other defendants that they're going to pursue after Diddy, but they're saying, hey, all y'all guilty. If y'all go ahead and corroborate the story against Diddy now, we'll give y'all immunity. So it's not one of the things where
that's what the attorney's gonna fight when he give it to the jury. If you see Combs as the guilty person, there is no way you cannot look at these people. I don't care what immunity they gave them. Yeah. If y'all saying this is the worst heinous crimes, disgusting, deplorable, he guilty of them, a good attorney gonna argue in closing. There is no way to be. How can he be guilty and the prosecutors let these people go? When they were all, she did the drugs. She lied. She
all of them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Hey, I missed. I want to do the free calls. I'll fly anywhere you want. Yo, take like the other girl, Mia. Listen, Mia talked about how she was in Trump.
Preacher, you ain't hear the one on stand today. You gonna hear they had 50 Cent baby mama on stand today. When you hear how dumb and stupid she sounded, oh my god.
He told her, but 50 tried to tell she was dumb. Now he look at how dumb she is. I mean, he knows she's dumb. She want to justify her. So he was so mad, like, you caught up with that foolishness? Because he sent a picture with his baby mama down. Let him know why you running your mouth. I got your baby mama over here. That really inflamed him. 50 Cent was a major push behind him getting indicted, whether people know it or not. Yeah, he was behind that. But he brought it on himself. Why would you show his baby mama? He didn't think he would get caught. He didn't know that would go. He thought, hey, I stuck in your face and make you mad. Not knowing they working on criminal charges with you, Diamond. But anyway, I appreciate it. We'll see what happened this whole case. This case is supposed to take 8 weeks, or this week 4.
Yeah, they still got a lot more to go. So yeah.
Don't forget the defendant.
Yeah, they say his security guards that was doing all the dirty work that they currently trying to reach a plea agreement with him so that he'll turn and tell on did it all. So there's a possibility that the security guard is going to have to testify against him too. It's getting real crazy.
But see, listen, but the whole it's a lot of people. But the whole thing, hold on, tell them. What's that? Is king over all the children of pride. Yahuwah is angry with the wicked every day. Well, I agree. I'm called Leviathan. Satan. The adversary. But what you look at with these people at the end of the day, it's just bad, People just become so sexually unchaste. There's no discipline. I mean, the peeing, urinate. Take the semen out her vagina and rub it on my nipples. I don't know what you could possibly be getting. Then her laying on the ground and different men just urinating in her mouth. How could you make a baby with this woman? He don't look at. We all got past. Your kids are gonna know about this one day. Mommy, men used to urinate in your mouth. Used to scoop the semen out and go rub it on. This stuff is gonna follow the rest of her life. But they so deplorable. They so despicable. And everybody else, oh, go girl, you empowering. You are icon for women. You are deplorable and despicable. And that needs to be noted with her. It is just shameful. Disgusting. And then you brought kids in. She should have sold that wound up like a transsexual and let nothing out. Yeah, you're gonna live in that. Don't bring no kids and stuff like that. How would you look at your mother? Think about it. Your mama let men urinate in her mouth.
No.
Man, that would kill you as a kid. But they don't. That show you how selfish they are. If you're gonna be that kind of person, you shouldn't have kids. Don't mess up their life with them struggling with that. But it's done. It's done. It's sick. We definitely appreciate y'all guys again. Y'all know how we do. Appreciate y'all spending time with us, coming in your house. Main thing, open up your heart to us and to the stories that we bring you guys, because we feel like these are things you want to know. I tell you about it. Pray for the nation. Pray for everybody. Not just pray. We need help, y'all. Men, women, everybody we need help. Yes, we can criticize, but let's just be honest, y'all. We need help. When the money ain't fit what we thought. Economics will get us out. Education will get us out. Everything. We move in better neighborhoods. All of these happen with people with degrees and money who live in better neighborhoods. This didn't happen in the projects. These people weren't on the street, in the alley, in a crack house. So these aren't fixing us, folks. We need the Creator to fix our hearts.
Mm-hmm.
We are dangerous, and we got kids coming behind us, folks. At some point, you gotta stop. They used to teach you when if you ever catch on fire, stop,
drop, and roll.
It's time to get rolling. We on fire, y'all. That's my saying tonight. Let's stop it. Let's drop. We need to get on our knees and pray, and we need to get on the road. That's my saying tonight.
Look at you.
Don't forget, if nobody else told you they love you, hey, in our language, it's called a hug. Don't forget it. Anybody that's you mind, you tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night, right here on Two Mics and My Life. I'll say it again. And hey, y'all know we love it. In our language, it's called a hoe. Thule, love doctor. Well, Thule, Resident Joe, Doodle Man, take us home.
Yeah, yo. My
ahead.
saying for the night is what I said earlier.
That's
we
it.
hear a lot that's going on, but what are we going to do?
We're going to do something about that. We're going to get in that story. And also, my bishop said, why just have plain sex? Why just plain sexing ain't, I don't know what wrong with for. All you need is a ceiling fan, some petroleum jelly, so you got to grease it in case it dry, but don't put too much, because that thing hit on high, you'll swing off. Plain regular sex. Dip, whip, chain, where that dip, chip, chain whip. There's too much going on. Folks just go in there and just lay down and shake hands. It's just too much going on. Folks don't know how to act.
That's right.
Doodle Man, by the way, y'all. So what's y'all saying tonight? We got mine. Stop, drop, and roll.
Do what's right. Picture, how can I match stop, drop, and roll? I can't match it.
Here it comes. Here,
Yeah,
hold on.
you can't
That's
do
right.
that. Great job,
He
Dr.
came
Joe.
to support me.
What's your saying tonight? Why's it gonna be something lame, Brian? Go ahead.
Who are you talking about?
You know who else?
The love doctor.
Dr. Go. He already did it.
He ain't have nothing.
He took yours, Pritchard.
I already said mine.
You hear what he put on? Look what somebody said there for you, Dr. Joe.
Está bien, Ernie.
Oh, I can't even say who it was. Oh, he saw the name. She saw the name. All right, Dr. Joe. Don't
Just
let me
do
not-
what's right.
Oh,
It's going to
okay.
take you far. Pritchard, I got it from you.
You know? Are you serious? How every week you get it from me? Where did I say that? Are you serious?
You always say that. Do what's right.
And it'll take, you know what's only thing is why I can't remember what I be saying.
I'm gonna have to record you, Preacher.
Yeah, you both. Yes, I'm definitely recording you.
I do have a recording.
Every week you got it from preaching. Oh my goodness.
It just pops in my way. What would Preacher say?
Oh my
It was
goodness.
right.
Don't say that. That's it. What you got for a Tulin? It's gonna be terrible.
Come on, Tully.
Then what Charlie say?
Gosh, Tony, you
I'm
get
sorry.
everybody, but you don't give it. Don't play with fire if you can't handle the flame.
That's right. Don't play with fire.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Don't play with fire if you can't. You just said it was fire related. Fire related.
It's all connecting.
Hold on for a minute. Are you serious, Resident Joe? All connected?
Preacher, don't play with fire if you can't handle the flame. Do what's right. It's like connected to both of us.
Call the fire department. Bam.
Do what's right.
What's right?
I'm really scared. You know what? Trump scared me. Right now, I'm more scared of y'all two ladies.
Because it makes sense.
Well, we try, yeah. Before we go down to Camilla, Georgia, we need to fix this foolishness right here. This foolishness right here need to get fixed immediately. Y'all look at her. Look at her. Ernie.
Ernie, how about you say one?
Look at what Chavez said. Y'all tell y'all need to let them know they gotta be tired. My stop, drop, and roll was hot. Y'all know that was serious when I broke it down because we got to stop.
Already did it. We have to think on the fly. Y'all don't get this. This stuff has to be thought on the fly to make it make sense. Everybody has to come and it has to be cohesive. So boom, you just can't do that. You have to have talent to do that.
What is the boom?
Fire. A bomb.
Mind.
Fire. See, another one and another one, please.
What is this, Resident Joe? She was saying
One mind, two mics and one mind. We got to be together. We got to be connected, united, think together. Preacher, you gave us an idea. We just followed you.
Can you do that?
Look at that. Arnett said he'll fire. He said he'll fire him. He coming to put that junk out y'all two doing. Cause this is scary. Right now, y'all, I don't know what these ladies on, who they purchased it from, how long they've been taking it, but this stuff is out here. You know what I'm saying?
Ernest,
Hold on.
stop, drop, and fall.
This is gas money, Ray. I'm with you. They think they got a pocket full of cash. Man, thank y'all. This is gas money. What are y'all doing? Y'all look at. Please, y'all put some money cash out. If y'all ever need to really put money cash out, there's a lot of program of people we trying to help. Right now, we have 2 people. Don't forget, y'all. Mental Health Awareness Month, and y'all see why. And look, these 2 came up.
It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, preacher, and
Men's
whoever
mental
is
health.
help, call preacher.
No. You keep your mental on the other side of the gate.
That's
2.
right. You want for the
So
month of June. Next week, bring your problems. We're gonna
now,
solve it.
Joe
We're gonna
is
have a guest therapist for mental, and he will be male. We will not be using Resident Joe.
Oh, that's amazing. Yes.
Tony, Dr. Tony will be here for the month of June. For
men.
And Dr. Tony is my director, so he is way ahead of me.
What y'all doing? We got people say they struggling with these quotes y'all doing. What we gonna do about that?
They'll get better quotes next week for when Mr. Tony comes in.
That is sick. That is sick.
Talk about next week. You can talk to Dr. Tony next week.
Yeah, you call it. Dr. Tony, he got the same remedy for everybody. You got a bat, hit yourself over the head with it, knock a home run. Everybody, knock a home run. That's gonna be a home run. So get a bat. We're gonna solve it in one hit, one swing, and we're gonna get it done.
Chipper Jones is coming to help the Braves. Anyway, that's another story.
He can't. What did he do? They ain't win no championship when he was down. One time he came, but he didn't help out there. They had already built that team up. He only won one when he was down. We don't need no Chipper Jones. I'm about to come out no Chipper Jones.
I ain't care about Chipper.
That's what I'm talking about. We got to raise a Marvin Sapp offering for $40,000. Close the door. I said close. That was close the door. I get my $40,000. Then we can start helping people. Once we raise $40,000, that's it. Not the Braves lose. They're right. The Braves is just they can forget. They're gonna bring. What are you gonna do? He's gonna work on third base. Terry Pendleton was a better third base coach. He was a great third baseman. Great hitter. I think it was better than Chipper. She's talking about Chipper. Chipper ain't gonna play. Once Chipper went on had sex with a hooter worker, he ain't never been the same. He got that who sex, and he couldn't get it set. He was just like can't get right. Yeah, man, throw away and marry. I ain't liking the same way, but I'm like, man, you guys can't keep your integrity, man. Stay at home. Keep your painters at home, man. Chipper would be amazing helping. Yeah, he helping now. He stay gone, helping me a whole lot. Braves already losing. I'll get him back over there.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, y'all, we got to get ready to go. I got to try to get some sleep. Smitty, 2-to-1 look at my naked body. So, I got to do what I got. I'm just a victim. I just lay down. My case, the case going to come out. It's going to have videotape, everything, recorded, text messaging. Where you at with your naked body? They're going to have me up crying saying, no, I don't want to do it. I feel uncomfortable right now. What is this? I'm questioning it. It did right. See that? Thank you, Bishop. Bishop knows. He could tell. Bishop could tell somebody text you, thank you. I'm going to tell me, I don't feel comfortable. This ain't right. This feel funny, awkward. I don't want to do this no more. So that's what I get it. How much money you got? So I know I can sue you for.
I ain't got enough.
Well, we're going to hold on. Do that. Go get rich right quick so I can sue you.
Preacher, your own money's gonna go back to you.
Now I want that. She need to go get rich. I'm gonna sue her for her money. And you need to come up, go make you $400-500 million. Come back so I can bring my story. I'll be crying how I got beat. Then y'all could be witnesses on this show about my suffering and all. Oh, she beats me. Oh, I'm tired. I don't want to be. Oh, help me get out of it. So y'all see,
Preacher,
y'all got.
Remember who works out with who, and.
Oh my goodness!
You be flirting with her while we work.
No, I don't. Let me tell you, it's like sometimes people can be so distraught behind the abuse. They don't realize some people abuse you can be abused like with Cassidy on a real note, which that just because a person might laugh every now and then doesn't mean they're not abused. Unfortunately, they will put that out, like her.
She's mentally.
He no doubt introduced her into the drugs. Her using drugs outside of him does not negate him facilitating putting her on the drugs. A lot of times what they'll do, they learn how to break things down and then use it for a court case to make it look like, oh, you're not a victim because you were laughing a week later. I mean, a lot of abused people laugh. They eat as well and drink. It doesn't mean they're not being abused, unfortunately. But when you lie on the person, you just throw the whole case out. Whole case just shot. So at that point, I respect the whole case. He said, go start a, what this was? Go start a no-mo sheet conference. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah, I bet that'd be hot. I need to do that. Who we got? Prophetess Tulip Bound. I don't know how I like that. Bend them. Yeah, you can do that. So you figure who we going to get? We're going to have you out down. Oh, snap. That's it. We're going to do it. Now, they try to give him Chavez. She going to get that money. I'm trying to tell you, let her go start to get that money up. Then I come back and sue you. Then, y'all, we're going to go out and eat somewhere. We're going to be able to talk about all the old abuse and everything. After I get the money, we can't talk about it before then. We can't. It'll come up in court. Brian Steele to try to question. He'll try to trip. Plus, I ain't even gonna understand. I'm gonna plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, Tula getting old. Y'all say started fan. That's it. That's a good sign for me. Cause I ain't trying to make no baby. I want to get all the way up to pregnant, all the way to pregnant and crash. Pregnant, crash. Yeah. Pregnant, so crash. See, you got to crash. Pregnant. Learn when to crash your plane, guys. Crash it.
Okay, y'all.
Okay, we got to give it a go. So it's kicking in again. All right, come on. She hot for that 11. Again, this be part of my lawsuit. Y'all remember it. All right. All right.
Thanks for saying night-night.
Night-night. Yeah.
We're about to take it back. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Tony and Lee on the radio. Dr. Joe's therapy on the radio. The love got me going live on the radio. 2 mics and a mind on the radio. Radio, turned up 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 on the radio. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind. 2 nights and a mind.
All right, you do something better. I do something better. We're better together. Until next week, y'all willing.
Don't forget all the abuse though here. Don't let that fool you. I'm just trying to play it off. Mental health, we gonna get that cake. We're gonna bust it down. We're gonna get us something to eat too. We'll have a men's therapist next week. 7:30. Don't be spirit led.
Bring your questions next week, man. All right.
Now see you. Bad. Knock it at the paw.